Teach them. Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Dem YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
Broadcasting
Live.
We will broadcast
live, this is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you are seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra. So good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to Let's Talk. It's not even really extra class per se. Have been meaning to do this for a few days, but the schedule and time and everything hasn't been permitting. You understand? We know the hot topic of street. You understand what I say? You see what I say? I know many people are eager to share their views and probably hear my views as well, as it relates to that. So, you know, we're there for talk about Scotty is supposed to be here, but for whatever reason, I soon reach on to that channel. I soon get a number. I know it's a call-in stream, but I need to iron out some things first. So hold on, I soon match up that. Scotty is supposed to be here, but she's saying that the camera at her location not coming on. I was trying to do some troubleshooting with her before I came on. I'm not sure why the camera not powering on down there. So I don't know. But yeah, so we're there. So we'll take some calls and hear your views and the salary hike and also things in general that are affecting the country. Because there are so many things, to be honest with you. Zane, like me, kind of loading my head. You see me, so many things going on in this country. You understand? Not to say that some positive things don't happen, but there's so much negativity. It's kind of hard for pinpoint and hold on the positives these days. It is just one thing after the other, and the people are feel the strain and the pain and a bearing. You see what I say? So yeah, I know, man. So I soon deal with that. But before we get into that, there are some facts that we need to treat with. You understand? So even though we're going to share our views and opinions, let's do it from a position of facts. You understand? And lower the emotions out of the thing and make it all a reason. Me hear what you have to say, you hear what me have to say, and well, mostly me hear what you have to say. And these things. I don't like to take WhatsApp calls, because some of the Wi-Fi is not good and it kind of annoying, to be honest with you. But I know that some people don't really have a credit for call from what they call from either. So, me see if I can done set up the WhatsApp because I just download it back on the phone because, you understand? And thing. The internet connectivity sometimes is a bit off, so it kind of messes with the quality of the call, and me find that personally annoying, so I'm just tell you that from now. So yeah, them something the peeps. So whole heap of things has been said. There was a demonstration yesterday at the Emancipation Park where disgruntled members of the society, very few as a matter of fact, for a situation, well, I don't know if the word got out that there was going to be a protest, and even and with the word getting out, well, I'm kind of out of focus. With the word getting out, I don't know how many people had the time on such short notice, or how many people were even interested. Because I remember when there was the Cockpit Country demonstration, like when me go down there, very few people me sit down there, you understand? So I guess everybody don't take everything as serious as everybody, or find it as important or imperative to stand up for something as everybody. So you know these things up. That's one I'm here type and going back at me this. So you know the thing set up. Mix up boss, that's how the thing set up. You will call me a million times and not get me sometime. You will call me one time and get me, and just the nature of the beast. You understand me? I say, like, just like you are many people trying to call see me, bro. the schedule kind of not permit me answering every call every time, so I have to just try again. You see me I say? Yeah, man. Give thanks to other Donovan. Blessings is love and go on impress. So as me as a peeps, there were, I don't know if it was only one demonstration yesterday. I had an interview preparing for throughout the day. I'm kind of a little bit distant from social media and the media in general, because I'm not even doing no news yesterday. It's just, I uploaded clips of the protests, people speaking, and a press conference, some stuff from the press conference on the People's National Party and them something. So yeah, a whole heap of things. A lot of things has been said. A lot of things is being said. A lot of things will continue to be said. Will there be a rollback? I have my doubts about that. As a matter of fact, I saw an article where they were treating with that question and suggesting if there should be a rollback, it would affect a myriad of public sector workers, including judges and senior police officers and doctors and principals and a whole heap of something. So we'll get into that. So I know some people eager for call, but I want to treat with the data before I get into the question I would like to ask is, if this pay rise a parliament legislation, and if so, which government put it in place? I can't necessarily answer that. Listening to Julian Robinson yesterday, he's suggesting that the increase in salary is, which word am I for use? Well, is expected. However, there's a band that you can do the increase between. There's a lower band, there's a middle part of the band, and there's the extremely high part of the band. Apparently, this increase was made to the upper extremes of the band versus the lower end of the band or the middle of the band. So that is part of it. But to treat with the technical aspect of that part, Scorcher, I would be kind of overreaching because I really don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't furnished myself with that information, and I am not one to pretend that I know something if I don't know. You understand what I say? So hopefully as the discussion goes on and as people with information call in, you will get a better perspective of the situation. So yeah. But the truth of I soon deal with that. See? So let's treat with some of the facts before we get into the calling business. Because I don't want calling on hold on. I just hold it a little bit because we want to treat with the situation as is. So the Minister of Finance earlier in the week announced massive pay rise increase for political representatives and also other people, and I think it has been lost on us that people within the public sectors also receive massive increases. It's not just politicians, but I think because as Jamaicans we have a feeling that politicians now do nothing so they don't forget the money. That is, and I also think that the level of increase and the timing of the increase is seen as being unconscionable. That is why it is what is being focused on. But judges got a lot of money upon them increase. Some senior police officers, some senior nurses, some senior doctors, the governor general, I think the commissioner of police, the chief justice, the permanent secretaries. So it is a raft of increases across the board. But you know, naturally, the highlight and the spotlight would be on our politicians and our leaders. I mean, fair enough. So I could deal with it. So the country's political directorate is seeing the biggest increase in salaries in decades, with the Prime Minister set to take home nearly $30 million per annum by next year. $30 million. The increases, which range over 3 years, so I think the increases basically retroactively is from April last year. Zin? Then this year, then next year. So it was over a 3-year period, and I think the cycle started last year. Although I don't think that they were being paid that amount from last year, I think they will get that retroactively, but I could be wrong. So if somebody have the info on that, they can correct me as well. I come to learn to you, because I don't know all things. So I could continue. So the increases, which range over 3 years from 2022, which is last year, form part of the government's compensation review of the public sector. They were announced in the House of Representatives by Minister of Finance and Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, And the revised compensation levels are as follows. So I could get the info before we, you understand? Because I know we see some things still, but sometimes we get the info from some people who don't really treat with the fullness of the info. You understand what I say? So the Prime Minister, as of April 1, All Fools Day, 2022, his salary was $22,300,000. From the last year, April 2022. This year, April 1, 2022, that would increase, or that has increased to $25,300,000. And come April 1, All Fools Day next year, his salary will reach $28.6 million. So I hope we're following so far. So you know, share the stream run at some part and place it for me now. You understand? You know what I think? The more people we have, the better the vibes is. We are hopes that Scotty work out something and she reach around here. You understand what I say? And thing. Hold on. Let me share this too. Because if it works without, faith without works is dead then say. So I'm put in look at my works. Can't just depend on faith like. You understand? So let me share on some part. For the people who are on Twitter watching and Facebook watching, big up on yourself, but you can't come up. You can't come over here then up on the veranda over here, so you know say a YouTube with base like. You understand? Advertisement I run on this and I want the money, so I not even skip that. Hold on, let me share this on my status over on WhatsApp. Put in that. And these things, yes sir. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So yes, it been shared on someplace. To the Facebook massive, big up on yourself. To the Twitter massive, big up on yourself for the people I'm over them parts there. But I really YouTube our home, you understand, around us up on the veranda where they like. Big up to the people that were there at the end. I'm not too ill up nobody yet. But Andre Brown and BM Pressy and Lady Rosie and John Kuno, big up on yourself. And rewrite the narrative on them people there. Nikki Manners, you understand. Sabi Art Store, big up yourself, Empress. So I big up some more people. Come on, I don't know anything. So I could pick up now. So we talk about the Prime Minister already. So last year, April 1, retroactively, his salary would have increased from about $9 million to $22.3 million. So I could break it down. As of April 1 this year, that $22.3 million would have increased to $25.3 million. So practically $3 million increase over the 1 year period. Come next year, there will also be a further increase of $3.3 million, I think. Or $3 million, where it will become $28 million. So for the Deputy Prime Minister, I want to know who is the Deputy Prime Minister? The Deputy Prime Minister is the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang. So he is the Deputy Prime Minister. You understand? You know, we need to do a video of succession in this country. Suppose something should. Hey, I'm not doing a video. All right, I'm going to write it down. So the Deputy Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition will get the same increase. Zin, so they will now have the same salary. You follow me? So, opposition leader, Prime Minister, and Deputy Prime Minister, in 2022, April 1, their salary increased to $20.1 million. 2023, this year, it will move up to 22.7 million. Next year, it will go up to 25.7 mil. You understand? So remember, you know, we are working with a 3-year spread. See? So some of them increase at 240, 250, and some more increase in a percentage like. Money. The Minister of Finance, his salary increased to 19.2% retroactively as of last year, April 1, All Fools Day. This year, April 1, 2023, it moved from 19.2 mil to 21.7 mil. And come next year, 2024, April 1, it will move from 21.7 to $24.6 million. Open and follow back on me, you know. Zin? All right. Cabinet ministers and speakers of the House will be paid at $52 above the level of the permanent secretary. And we'll see their salaries move from $17.8 million retroactively 2022 to $20 million this year, 2023, well, 20.2 mil. And come next year, that 20.2 mil will go up to 22.8 mil. Yeah? So I'm open off for that. And good night, Scotty. Oh, your camera still now, come on. You want to try call it with your phone and say, look, no, your phone don't really act like that still, but say, we can try. You understand? Been a tell you forget good phone, but no. You understand? Talk about your business too. And whilst we go on, let me put this out there for the record. I am not opposed to anybody in the public sector getting an increase in salary. Teachers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, politicians, police officers, soldiers. I am not opposed to a salary increase. Because if you work anyway for any extended period of time, naturally speaking, you would expect to treat with inflation and increase in cost of living that you will get an increase in your salary. You understand what I say? And then even if this me your phone still not good. You understand what I say? So you just save it this. Zine, however, that said, the level of increase, the timing of the increase is unconscionable. Comparative to what was given to many teachers and nurses and police officers recently. You follow me I say? So I am not opposed to the increase. However, the level of the increase at the highest band of possibility compared to the level of increase of other public sector workers recently, then we are going to have an issue with there. So fine. Me not have no issue with politicians getting more money. To be honest with you. If you are work somewhere, whether you think them do the work or not. Because you have some teachers not do no work neither, and some nurses not do no work, and some doctors not do no work, and some police not do no work, and some soldiers not do no work. But them still get raised up here. You understand what I say? So consequent to that, even if you don't think politicians are doing no work about here, them get paid on time, and as such, if you work somewhere over time, naturally you're going to want to raise up here. However, when you compare the level of increase, the percentage of increase for politicians and some senior civil servants compared to workers on the lower end of the band and the scale, it is really and truly a shock to the system. But we soon get to that. So I'm going to put that out there already. So I know some people are going to say, yo, they don't forget $1 more. I am not one of those persons. What do you mean? If I work somewhere, me want to get which teacher I know now do no work. Now I start calling name about here now, because all your name good as get called tonight. You understand what I say? So don't do that. Zine, so what you do? Tell me how many teachers you know now do no work. That's the better question if you ask. So let me clear the air there. So from early you know my thing there. I have no issue with an increase in the salary of our political representatives. However, the level of increase, the timing of the increase also, after teachers and nurses and dental assistants and all sorts of people had to demonstrate and sit out and sick out and strike out to get what? A 20% increase over what? 3 years, I think. To that level of increase for politicians. Zine? Also, yes, we hear that the country is in economic recovery mode and the country is doing well and we are at pre-pandemic levels for there and we have had 4 or 5 quarters of reduction in inflation and increase in this and we get that. See? However, whilst I have no issue with an increase for politicians, the level of increase, Zine, one time, well, it's over 3 years, but if you really feel like one time, compare to what happened to teachers and nurses and doctors and lawyers in the employ of the government recently and some police officers, it's unacceptable. But we soon get round to that. That again, my view. I have a question, teachers. Rural Reid going to getting paid under the new salary? I don't think so. I don't think the government is still paying Rural Reid. He was done with theirs and then JC done with him. So I don't think Rural is not employed to the government anymore. he had resigned. He is no longer employed to Jamaica College. He had vacated that. So, no, I don't think so. But I could be wrong. Dale Thompson, we're not going to turn politicians. No. All right. So, Dale, you're probably not a day regular. Me is a straight talker, no nonsense type of person. In Jamaica, in order to survive in a politics, you have to be a yes man. Me is not that, sir. Because me tell you so that don't make no sense. All the prime minister, me I say, then that don't make no sense, you know, sir. Or miss. And then that not going to really work out. So then go that's backbench me. I mean, I don't have time for that. I want to make a difference. So, I don't know. But that's the next story for you. I wanted to be in representational. Growing up, that was one of my desires. Now me get all, me don't depend that. Learning how the political system works in Jamaica, seeing what politicians have done to this country or haven't done for this country, and the ins and outs and twists and turns in politics and the things that you have to do for progress in politics. Me not to depend on something there. You understand? But we soon. So make we finish this and then we take some card. No. So we are the Minister of Finance. So film thing I move from wherever I did that to 19 mil last year, and then by next year it move to almost 25 mil. So cabinet ministers and speakers of the House will be, we said that already. Then ministers of state, their thing moved from where it was to 14.3 retroactively 2022. It would have increased to 16.2 this year, and come next year it will move to 18.3. Parliamentary secretaries and deputy speakers of the House moved to 13.4 last year. This year, they moved from the 13.4 to 15.2 mil, and come next year, it will go to 17.2 mil. Now, members of parliaments, they moved from where they were to $11.1 million last year retroactively. And this year, it moved from 11.1 last year to 12.5, and come next year, it will move to 14.2. Just to be a member of parliament, so you're earning $14.2 million a year as an MP. You understand? So the increases to parliamentarians will cost taxpayers, me, you, and everybody where you know, $1.7 billion over the 3 year. And we have heard a lot of other things and things that have been said on them, something there. See? So that are the parliamentarian part of it. And as I've said, a part of the discussion that people are not having, whether you think it is fair or not, is the fact that even though the politicians them get this massive increase, the increase has been felt also by other people within the public sector, and we need to bring that into the conversation. So it can't just be the politicians them alone. So we cover everybody. You understand? If we are going to talk about the thing, we not pick and choose. We are deal with the thing or it for deal with. You understand what I'm saying? Can someone translate 12 million? Just use the exchange rate for 1 to 150. It probably less than that or more than that. Some days can fluctuate. So just divide 12 million by $150 and see what you get. Yeah, divide. Yeah, right. You understand? So yeah. Now, several public sector leaders are getting significant pay bumps as well, not just politicians, you know. So we want to understand that and put it into context. All right, so make it work though. So the leaders of key groups in the public sector have seen significant increases in their salaries under the government's compensation review exercise. Now, senior doctors, individuals in the officer class of the constabulary force, and the principal officers of various institutions have seen substantial movement in their salaries. In some instances, the salary scale in the public sector have increased by up to 100%. So you have people within the public sector whose salary would have increased by 100% in some instances. But then when you compare the 100% to 200 and 240 and 300%, it's that way. But make it talk. Some senior lawyers who are a part of the public sector, so them work for the government, have seen their salaries moving from between $5 to $6 million in 2021 to between $10 and $13 million as of April of this year. So that's basically double. If you move from 5 to 6, from between 5 and 6 to 10 to 13, you understand? It's a nice looking increase that. Like me study wrong thing when I go to school. You know. Other attorneys have seen movements between 4 and 5 million to 10 to $13 million per annum. So that's basically a 100% increase that I get. In the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the salary of a Deputy Commissioner of Police has increased from between $9 and $11 million as of April 2021 to between $14 and $17 million up to April of this year. So yeah, move from 9 to 11 to 14 to 17 under that, not bad. The salary of a Superintendent of Police has jumped from between 5.6 and 6.7 to now 9.5 to 11.6 million. That not bad neither. But it's the leadership of the nursing profession that has seen some of the biggest increases in their pay. Some nurses have seen their salaries move from between 3.5 and 4.2 mil to almost $11 million at the higher end of the scale. So some nurses nice, them now but going away. You understand? And to be fair, one of the things that has caused a mass migration of our nurses and doctors and lawyers and teachers is remuneration. So if this will keep some of our very talented and experienced nurses and doctors here, then make we continue. We talk about that. But we said that already. Similarly, among doctors at the higher end of the leadership band, salaries have moved from just over $3 million to over $9 million effective in April this year. Now, principals, them people that were running JTA like, of the largest tertiary institutions have seen their salaries move from 4.3 mil at the lowest end on the scale to more than $13 million at the higher end of the band. And other principals have also seen increases in salary, including those of secondary institutions and so on. So I could continue to talk, because we not done it. The governor... Yo, I wonder if me can be GG about it. I when we going to become Republic, how much time left? Would them be a young GG, just go sign some document and swear in some people and turn up on some ceremony and then sit there and eat a food? Because I don't know. You understand? You're a young GG, nice boy. You understand? From around a country part. Him serve me and serve my country, nothing wrong with that. I look into it. Because this not look bad, this not look shabby. I could have do a lot with this. You understand? GG are the real G. Now, the Governor General, Sir Patrick Allen, is set to receive an almost 200% increase in salary. That will move his publicly funded, what kind of publicly funded income to just over $34 million per year. 34 mil per year. Me I want them money there one time. Cause then money look good for me too. You understand? Veron save the GG serve purpose. Hold on, lady Veron. When someone tell us some things where the GG do, don't move. So the movement in the salary of the country's nominal head of state is in line with the substantial increase in the salary of the Chief Justice. Father Brian Sykes, I eat a food when I want part of the cause of him salary not normal about and I don't know all. The Chief Justice we are talking about now, which is Brian Sykes. You understand? The Chief Justice is said to receive emoluments totaling $34,837,000 effective April this year. It's a nice little food. That's not chicken feed, you know. You understand? That is no chicken feed. So that's what the Chief Justice earned. Basically, so call it 35 mil. You understand what I say? Just up 100 and mash shot. You see? Them man they can find that we make it up to 35 to them man they thing on Lily. The Governor General is King Charles' representative in Jamaica. The office is frequently referred to as the ceremonial head of state. His authority is derived from Chapter 4 of the Constitution. I need to read that to find out what you see, you know. But the Governor General has several key functions. Lady Freighter, you are going to know, so them I'll tell you. Watch out. Among them are giving assent to legislation passed by Parliament. See? So when Parliament try to enact certain things into law, it must sign it off. Technically, I think, with something like that. Dissolving and summoning Parliament. So when Parliament is dissolved, leading up to an election, he is responsible for that. And the summoning of Parliament, the opening of Parliament, him deal with that too. Appointing key officers of the state, him deal with that. Including the Prime Minister, ministers of the cabinet, and well, he doesn't appoint them. The recommendations are made to him and he signs off on them. That is how it works. It is basically a The G7 is basic. Him is a rich JP. You understand what I say? Forever Dodge. I would want to be a JP like that. Then just stamp some things and then sit there. So it's an expensive stamp. See, so make we continue. Some ministers of cabinet and members of the judiciary. So he's involved in that process. He don't select or elect them. The recommendations are made and he notifies. Him sign off on them answer. Then I not mix up myself. Because I not go and like say me know these things. It's learning. Alright. Now I have to do this lightly, because say if I take these things and then you're good as mad like garbage pan eating out, I think don't fit me. You understand? So we have to take kin teeth cover heartburn. Listen, the Governor General also plays several important functions in relation to the civil service and exercises the prerogative of mercy. So he can grant pardons lady freighter. So for example, a man in a prison like I serve some time. Then the Governor General, I think, has the power, the authority to grant someone pardon and have their sentences done away with. I think something like that. You can't correct me. I want to correct me. I want to know, listen to me and I say, yes, teacher, so you go. If I don't know, say, so you go, say, teacher, I know, so you go then. And then tell me how you go. You understand? For these official functions, he will get a salary of more than $34 million this year. JD, so we stop Rojo. All right, JD, I'll try. But as I say, you have to take in teeth cover heartburn around here. You can't just come here, him never grant a pardon yet. You know, I don't know. I can't say, to be honest with you. Lady Nikki, I really don't know. So, I don't know. So now, we shall with it. Under the rules governing salaries in the public service, and yes, there are rules that govern these salaries. As exorbitant as they may seem and sound, there are rules. And as I said, with the politicians, it's a band. So say for example, the lower part of the band would be say 15 mil. And so the middle would then be 17 mil. And the highest part of them be 21 mil. It's the highest part them get. So the increases could then be say man I move from 9 mil to 15 mil then. But then versus that you have man I move from 9 mil to 28 mil. And so on and so forth, because the increases were placed at the highest end of the band versus the lowest end or the mid part of the band. I open off because it's kind of confusing to me sometimes too. The Governor General was previously paid a salary of just over $12 million. That means Sir Patrick will enjoy a 183% increase in salary. But beyond his remuneration, the Governor General's office and the staff are also a call on the public purse. So everything we're going over there is we pay for, you know. We're over there, name King's House? Yeah, we're over King's House side there. The total budget allocated for the maintenance of the Office of the Governor General and its staff for the current fiscal year is $440 million. So me and you, separate and apart from the 35 mil where the boss a cap, me and you maintain the office of the King's representative to the tune of $440 million. I open our follow back at me, you know. Several sections of the society have criticized the expenditure as unnecessary. The Constitutional Reform Committee has recommended that the Office of the Governor General be abolished and replaced with the Office of the President. So, in the event that, all right, they put it based on one, whenever Jamaica becomes a republic, then the Office of the Governor General, I suppose, will be changed over to the Office of the President. You understand? And done with the monarchy. So he will no longer be the king's or queen's representative, but he will be the Jamaican representative. Something like that. We still have to learn it. See, there have also been repeated questions as to whether that office should be a ceremonial or executive one. So that's a part of the discussion. So the king's supposed to pay the GG. I don't disagree, because if you represent me around here, so if me send Scotty go something go represent me, it's me a PR. She represent me and my brand. So if you are representing the king, is the king supposed to be paying you and the queen prior? You understand? I agree with that private figure. Some people could also teach them that don't make no sense. But then it probably don't make no sense to you, but it makes sense to me and private figure. You understand what I say? Because if you represent the king, you don't represent me, you don't represent Jamaica, you represent the king or the queen. So then them fi pay your brother $440 million for run the office of the king's house, you know. Plus you pay him 38 million. So each year, so do the maths now, going forward, and then with inflation, the $440 million they will increase over time too. You understand what I say? Until the office is shuttered. So the 35 million and the 440, so you look at almost $500 million a year for treat with the office of the Governor General. He's representing Jamaica to England. No, man, it means representing England to Jamaica, sir. So it depends on how you look upon it. So technically, Shango, it may be that, but truth be told, if you really want to look at the reality of the thing, he's representing England to Jamaica. You know? He is not a representative of Jamaica. He is a representative of the Queen or the King. You understand what I say? So technically speaking, so whilst he may be doing that, based on technicalities, the reality of it is that he is the king's representative or the queen's. So I don't know. Auntie. No, so we there and we are say, yo, this can't go on and the man them fi take it. Oh, speaking about the man them not fi take it, the opposition. Yo, the tricks and trades in matches box. Mr. Davis, what you deal with? I am at work, won't get to call in. Me a there for a while. So you know, sister, a high sea robbery that them pull off over the people them. That must be why we paying him. No, me get what you're saying, Shango. Me understand, man. No feel like me not understand enough. But me just also add another dynamic to the discussion, to the conversation. So whilst you are correct in saying what you said, I'm saying the reality of it is that, you understand, he's representing the king in Jamaica. He's the representative of the king or the queen in Jamaica. You understand what I say? He's not in England representing Jamaica to the king or the queen. He is in Jamaica representing the king or the queen to Jamaicans. But that's the next story for you next time. But me get what you say, man. No, so we are say, so the leader of the opposition in our press conference yesterday, I posted the video because my people them was there covering some things too. So you know what I think. He said, and I don't want to misquote the leader of the opposition, that he, in fairness to public sector workers who were given a 20% increase, he will only take 20% of the increase. And he will give the other 80% to the needy. How will he allocate that? I don't know. And interestingly, or people probably fly over some people, Eddie, he said he will do this until the outstanding issues surrounding the public sector compensation review process are treated with. So if all of them things that should be ironed out, the issues with the teachers, same with the miscalculations and some other people, if those things should be ironed out next week, then Mark is going to take all of the money. That is, all right, so that is what I got from it. That is my layman's interpretation of the thing. I could be wrong. You understand? Because my interpretation is not a next man's interpretation. You understand? And then say, right, so film interpretation and mine could as not be the same. Because me probably not as bright as some of these fellows. Yeah? You understand what I say? But is that me get him say, right now, in good faith, me I take 20%. Zine? When them sort out everything with them for sort out and fix everything with them for fix with the teachers them and the rest of public sector workers them, then me take a rest I. Until then me I hold at 20 because me not come in a politics to scrape that himself. Me make my money already. You understand? So me I give to the needy until then sort out them things, then me hold the rest I. You understand? Yo, Lady Faye, why? My head big enough so we can process some things sometimes. We process in space kind of okay. Me get some good RAM. You understand? I hope me say that right. Random access. One of them, that memory part. You understand? So is that the opposition leader saying? So anybody who a jump, that is what him says. So if you don't understand, well, me I tell you how me understand it. You may understand it different. But is that me get from what him say? And I have the press conference on record. Me have it. See? And these things. All right. Oh, Richie said other things that took. I said, is that me here? No, we're saying that there should be some rollback. And in good faith and good conscience, the politician, I'm going to do it. The PNPs also say, Mark said, he is the only one who is receiving the level of increase to match with the executive of the government because him and the deputy prime minister get the same amount of money. He's saying because of that now, he's cognizant of the fact that the other MPs in the party, Zane, who will get the increase, they are discussing amongst themselves what they're going to do. If they're going to take it or they're not going to take it or they're sitting there. Random assessment. Then me know me the guy look at school and a chef bling. Then me, Mario say, why? Then me I say, boy. You see me? So them say them a talk amongst themselves like, and I work out what them's going to do with the money. If them going to take the money or take a percentage of the money. I saw where Dayton Campbell, he's not an MP at the moment. He's a GenSec of the party, I think. But he's also the People's National Party's representative on the Electoral Commission. So them supposed to get raised over there too. And him say, in keeping with the rate that public sector workers got, him going to take only 20% of the increase for the Electoral Commission people them are get to. But not even know say people, the party's representative them on the Electoral Commission get paid. I didn't know that. Well, I saw it sound to me, so I don't know. I could as be wrong. Richie, how that go? Them a discuss. Them a go buy first. I don't know, sir, but as I tell you, you understand? The man them say them a discuss amongst themselves, and then them's going to decide. So, so I could continue. Now, we are saying roll back. See? Reduce the thing, man. Take the race on the lower end of the scale, man. In good faith, if you say, okay, the country is still recovering. The country has always been recovering. And like we have had any significant economic growth in the past donkey years. We have had steady increases in the economy. You understand? And these things. But not to the level if you say, all right, you so in good faith. And again, as me go by, me will drop in my little 2 cents. Zine, say the politicians got a 100% increase there versus 240. And you say, in the first year, Zane, you all have a 50% increase. And over the next 2 years, 25 and 25%. That would then be a little bit more palatable, you know, than this. 240%. Then me can't even calculate that some of my time. Because me have a draft to calculate. But rollback rebuffed. So Morgan, who is the Minister of Information, rejects calls to reverse salary increases for a political directorate. Me soon start at the call him now. I was going to say we work out some things first and put everything on the table. Zine from every part. Zine? Cites cascading effect, negative effects on other public sector employees. So I could hear what he must say. A rollback of the contentious wage hike for cabinet ministers would have a cascading negative effect on the salaries of senior bureaucrats and other public sector workers, a senior government official has said. The assertion late yesterday by Robert Morgan, Minister with Information for Information, followed a public demonstration and calls by the parliamentary opposition and the church for the government to recast the more than 200% wage hike announced for the political directorate. Now, under principle dating back over 30 years, listen to this. Listen to this. Under a principle dating back over 30 years, cabinet ministers in successive administrations have been paid $1 per week more than a permanent secretary at the highest point of the salary band. It kind of get technical now when we start about lower part of the band and middle. That's what I mean. I try to explain that. Zin? For that category of public employees, Morgan noted, So This is to ensure that a permanent secretary is not paid more than the policy head of the ministry. So technically speaking, the permanent secretary can get more. So the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance can get more than the finance minister. The permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education cannot earn more than the education. So that is what? So that that is law, as Adam say, I guess. I don't know. Morgan said the same principle was applied to the latest wage increase for the political executive. I hope you not follow and listen what them are saying. The reason why the Ministry of Finance would put ministers at a particular point is the recognition that you are giving space so that at no point in the next couple of years, a permanent secretary based on promotion and all of that moves above a minister. But Mr. Minister, I can simply work out the maths and tell you what to do. So you would have worked out the permanent secretary's increase to be of such where it becomes in keeping in line to any increase of politicians that will get to. That's not hard to do. That's a simple maths, Mr. Mang. That's not hard to do. You understand what I say? So never mind. Make we continue. The information minister noted that citizens have a right to protest, but insisted that the reclassification of salaries for public sector workers was based on strong principles of fairness and transparency. We have nothing to hide. No, that ain't say. I don't want to lie upon nobody. We have not hidden anything. That's what them say. So let me read that. We have not hidden anything. I'm not telling a lie upon nobody. The massive salary increases were first announced in Parliament on Tuesday. Following the announcement, opposition spokesman on finance Julian Robinson said members on his side had no issue. That is what Julian Robinson said, you know. He came back yesterday at the press conference and said, all right, yeah, he did say that, but it was in real time and after deliberations and considerations and analysis, they are in, him said them did all right with it. Then he said they never all right with it. So I don't know, watch it, let me make me read. So Julian Robinson said members on his side had no issue with what the minister had announced. Julian was there and is in Parliament himself have no issue, but then himself have issue. Robinson has since indicated that the opposition was surprised by the level of increases. But then Mr. Robinson would have said him not have no issue after the level of increases were read out. It's not before they read them out, him saying not have no issue. It's after they were read. But never mind. You see politics in this place. Robinson has since indicated that the opposition spokesman on finance, may I read all over the place? So him said the opposition was surprised by the level of increases and explained that his statement in Parliament was based on a consensus view within its parliamentary group not to reject the pay rise. But during a press conference yesterday, the same press conference I upload yesterday, who don't watch it, go watch it. Who don't watch it. Who don't love to cuss, but who don't like the real information where come from the man. Who don't like hearsay things. Oh, me hear this man I said, that man they said. Then when me go for the real, who go watch it sitting. Robinson hear how much he was getting only and never had any. So, but during a press conference yesterday, he appeared to take issue with the move by the government to peg the salaries of cabinet ministers to the highest point of the permanent secretary's band. Remember, I've been trying to explain that band thing there to you. And the politicians are being paid at the highest level above the permanent secretary, as where Robert Morgan said at no time in the future, a permanent secretary should be receiving more money than the policy head, which is the head of the ministry, the cabinet minister for the portfolio. That's a part of what they must say. Me I listen to them, because as I say, I am no expert in this thing, except to say that the level of increase too much. That is what I say. Compared to some increase of some other people get what they are. You understand? That is just a reality of the thing. The timing of it is a slap in the face. Just the other day, teachers top teach, nurses top nurse, dentists top dentist business, doctors top the police, and the whole heap of people stop the things because they must say thing no look good. You understand what I say? And then now, remember the finance minister Zane say is this we have and we can't find no more. And then the same finance minister come and say 240% increase for that man and this man and that man and them people there. it don't look good like it look bad. You understand what I mean? I say, so these things and guys, we need to be I understand that as people because I get emotional about things too. Yeah, I'm a cuss some people sometimes. But you see when we discuss these things, we need to discuss them. We using the facts. You see, so that's why I couldn't open and say, yo, I want to start call and tell me what I feel like. But I want to discuss the thing based on the facts. Whether we like the facts or not, are the facts we are used to guide the discussion. You understand? We don't do the emotion thing and the speculation thing and the makeup thing on this side. We know it not work for enough people, but make good with who we work with. You understand? We are doing things the right way, the bright way. Say that and people get offended, but you know what I think? This seem like it look criminal. For real. So but I can finish this. So yeah, we are saying that alignment should be more in the. Remember we are talking about band, lower part of the band, middle part of the band, upper part of the band. We are saying that alignment should be in the middle of the band, somewhere in the range of $19 to $20 million yearly. Robinson suggested during the press conference at the People's National Party headquarters. So the Jamaica Council of Churches made a similar call in the statement. However, Morgan suggested such a move would have a domino effect on other senior managers in the public sector. If it is that we were supposed to roll back the salaries, how do we then deal with the cascading negative effect it will have on permanent secretaries, chief technical directors, and directors, he questioned, charging that many public sector workers were left out in the cold. Leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, said the massive increases awarded to the political class offended the principle of equity. Golding noted, too, that the new salaries for Jamaican elected officials are way higher than their counterparts in the Caribbean, and that is the next part of the conversation that is being had. So you have countries like Trinidad and countries like Bahamas that are doing better than us economically, and their political representatives are not earning so much money since them new increase here. So that is part of the discussions too. Tell me something, why the same formula used to calculate civilians' remuneration was not used to. I couldn't tell your lady freighter, then I couldn't tell her this is a good question, but me couldn't tell her. You understand what I mean? That above my salary increase level, like, you understand? Good question. I don't know, but it's a very good question. Zane, that is a situation that is difficult to justify, given that we have one of the lowest rates of GDP, which is gross domestic product, per capita among our regional peers. And Jamaica has not managed to rise out of this chronic low economic growth pattern, Golding said, during which he indicated he would keep 20% of the increase in his salary and distribute the remainder to persons in need for a worthy cause.
This is Duyan Stevenson from Augustown representing for the real and official.
Another tune I look for.
Yeah, from the streets of Augustown to the ghettos of the world. Them say I teach them, I gotta use them diamond and pearl, the farmer knowledge.
So what I'm gonna do it, we soon come back around that, so. Yeah, man, they really get up paid. Minimum wage, what, 13 I wish. 13,000 or 13,500. I don't even remember. But yeah, that was increased recently to that. So somebody can verify that. We face real ghetto pain. We face real ghetto pressure. They paying people from last year, yet they are not the best minds. I not understand. The Smile Club, I not get that. Teach, tell us what is the retired. I'm not sure, Andre. Good question. I can't tell off at the top of my head. I know there was an increase in that recently as well for former prime ministers. I don't know the figure for the top of my head. Retired prime ministers. Also prime spell. What you then call that? Pension? A pension you then call it? I don't know. Ex-prime ministers to get full pension. When was this article? no, this is a long time. It's a 2005. There was something recently about some increase to past politicians. When me find me talk, but I don't know. But me know there was something the other recently, not so long ago. Zane, former prime minister get the same salaries as when they were active. I saw that, Richie. There was an increase recently. There was mention of an increase recently. I'm almost certain of it. Like, me know me even read something, you know, but me not remember. You see, it hard to kind of keep. When I watched the press conference with the opposition, I had shake my head. I got flashes back of when Bruce cut the fee. The Loudmouth politicians protest about their wage getting cut. I know what thing. I remember the Bruce situation. Golden said is what Seaga had said when Protestant gave them an increase. 30, okay. 28,000 a month. Blessings, Mirage. Blessings. I'm not sure. Zane? And thing. You kind of hard to keep all of them information. I'm just made kind of biggish today, but you have to keep everything. Now, one of the next point of discussion is that you have people in the public sector who are very qualified. Some doctor, people with them PhDs and them masters and multiple degrees and such. And when they are employed in various agencies, whether it is in the education sector, whether it is in the medical field, whether it is in law, wherever it is, they are given a job description. Zine, and upon receiving their job description, at different points throughout the year, they are assessed. Zine, they are praised. And based on their appraisals, promotions or demotions or whatever is done and people come out. So what is going to be put in place for politicians earning so much money without a job description or a structured, formal, official job description, Zane, versus a man, because the truth of the matter is that you don't need any qualification per se to become a political representative. Zane, and if you play your cards right, then you can even become a member of parliament with very little qualification and possibly even prime minister, because Jamaica, we like people who talk nice. Oh, he's a very good speaker. When him talk, people listen. Oh, he speaks very well. He has a good command of the English language. He is a powerful speaker. He excites and incites. And we run back at people because them talk good. You understand me? I say, no man like me, we can't talk so good like, they don't really listen. The answer, there's so it thing. So, you don't really need no formal qualification to be a politician. And you have the potential, the possibility, Zane, comparative to somebody who has gone to school and never farm fool and never waste them parents' partner money and attain a doctorate in their respective field, and that person is restricted by wage negotiation and wage freezes, and you will become deputy prime minister or commissioner of police or governor general, Zane, because the chief justice, then me and priest, the chief justice have to have some legal qualifications and experience and study still. And you know, on a job description, like you just eat a food. So people have been saying that. So that's also a part of the discussion and conversation. The prime minister, reactively, I suppose, because if this was a part of the discussion before, then why has it not been said as someone that was being groomed for representation and politics in J? I would be happy to tell the PM that Jamaica's politics culture is what? Turning people off from politics. Oh, one of the next thing to, Richie, is that they must say the increase will attract very qualified and competent people from the private sector into public service, because we're not getting the best, brightest minds with the visionary thinking into politics because the money is not enough. So that is one of the views being postulated and proposed and posited by the minister of, you know, a few local words, by the minister of finance. So they must say them salary package now will going to attract some people from around some part. And one of the next thing we are here to is say, because politicians are known to be finger fearing like some of them thief, say them now got thief again because them are getting enough money. Them is getting enough money now because say them salary nice, them now have a trouble taxpayers money. That a part of the discussion. I couldn't tell you yeah or nay. I don't know. I don't know. But Mr. Davis, no, brother. The truth of the matter is that the money no sound, but I could have do a lot with $28 million per year, in a sir. I couldn't tell a lie. You understand? I could set my family in very good stead and help some of my friends. You understand? And help some other people. I could do well with that money. I wouldn't lie to you. But say, then couldn't go deep. Me don't know. Me cut from a different cloth, you know. Me cut from a different... Me don't know. When me get look older, me say. But the man say, young man I call you because you are young and strong. Me don't know. Alright, we soon come. So the Prime Minister is promising accountability measures coming from ministers and MPs. How late shall be her cry? You know, say we come like how much full virgin? How much virgin did they again? Because I don't want to tell you, know, how much virgin we have? And some fool and some say, how much full virgin we did have? I mean, I don't know. You understand? I have a lot of acquaintance with virgins, like, so I don't know. You see, there was no account. Then Richie, then money you got bring accountability. Oh, yeah, so you have 10 virgins and you have 5 wise virgins. Away 5 wise virgins. The wise virgin, then me like them virgin. And then we have, around here we behave like 5 stupid virgins. Then we do things after. Then now we're going to see the bridegroom coming if we don't trim our lamps and have oil and these things. Then we react to everything. We are never proactive and say, okay, this is going to be the salary because there must have been discussion at some level. You understand what I say? We know say people are going to push back because people have said politicians don't forget nothing in Jamaica. A 10 virgin is enough virgin. But say, we know that this is a gap. We know that there's going to be demonstration. We know that there's going to be pushback. We know people are going to ask about job description. So if we're going to think about the thing in its fullness now and say, okay, we are going to devise a plan of action to create job descriptions and measures to hold politicians and political representatives accountable. See, also, before I go any further, you see another constitutional reform thing we are going, I would assume that some well-thinking member of that committee is putting forward representation for some mechanism to be placed in the Constitution for the impeachment of political representatives who would have run afoul of the law and their responsibility to the people of Jamaica, whether it be the Prime Minister, the President, the MP, the Councillor, anybody. So there has to be some form of mechanism put in the Constitution to treat with the impeachment of political representatives. It can't just, are the people them select them, so the people them alone on the move with that. You understand what I say? That's a part of the thing where politicians are hiding under from a long time, you know. Because it's only the people can remove them because of the people elect them. There must be some form of system in place as we move to a republic where accountability of our political representatives, elected and otherwise, they are not beyond reproach. So, but we move on from this. See, apparently the 5 wise virgins had no offsprings in the J in the J government. So him said, amid a wave of criticism over the massive wage hike for Jamaican elected officials, the government has crafted a series of accountability measures. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said, were these measures crafted before the uproar? Holness said details of the measures are to be announced shortly, of course, because they don't measure properly yet. I have said to my MPs and I have said to the ministers that the cost of this policy is accountability. He said, he did do some things. Every single MP, all ministers are now committed to ensuring that they earn the salary. So I must say them I go work for it now. Well, it's not that him say, but it's that me I say. They understand that. Every single MP, all ministers are now committed to ensuring that they earn the salary. Oh, I see. The Prime Minister said the government was unable to put the accountability measures in place first because of how the wage hikes unfolded. He said the arguments with the parliamentarian caucus of the governing Jamaica Labour Party were to prove to the public even harder than we were working before that wage increases are justified. They understand that accountability issues are foremost in the minds of the people and that we must do tangible things. Ah, boy. Holness's utterances come amid calls by two of the country's most powerful private sector lobbies for the government to take urgent steps to pass a long-delayed bill that provides for the impeachment, let me read the article already, for the impeachment of parliamentarians who run afoul of the law or are found to be involved in corrupt practices. Then, and me alone, I think the same thing about it. Because I never read the article. The proposed law, the Constitution Amendment Impeachment Bill, was tabled by opposition leader Mark Golding in 20... I didn't even know this was in front of Parliament, but has been languishing on Parliament's order paper for more than 2 years without any timeline for it to be debated. I wonder why. The Private Sector Organization of Jamaica and the Jamaican Manufacturers and Exporters Association have both called for the debate and passage of the proposed impeachment law to be done swiftly. They argued that it is necessary to ensure that politicians are held to account for misusing public resources, misusing public resources and neglecting their duties. Them money are powerful, private sector people them, and them money are rich and have name and fame, them powerful. So if them say it, then something might happen. When a no name man with no headstone, no name grave man like me said, then reach now. You see me? No. So this is where we are. So we have gotten all the information out there, all sides of the information, all angles, and this is where we're at. So I am sure that people now have their views and opinions and they wish to share. Zane, you may ask me some questions and we probably can't answer, but I'll try my best. Zane, nobody question, mister. You understand? Me's not here to answer no question. Me's here to listen no. You understand? So don't pressure the country youth. You understand? I mean, say me can find one number put on screen somewhere. And nobody cuss say the number too small. You don't use on the eye them. See, and next thing to me want to tell you say. You see, when me talk to somebody on the phone, you know to call until the call is done. Because me can't answer a call when you know a call. So if me talk to somebody, me don't talk to the person first, me go try and make it short. Because we know some people enjoy talking. And nothing wrong with that. You understand? But say, if you don't call, while me dep on the next call, me cannot answer the call. But me pin the number too, because you're miserably, you know. I'm very, teach me can't see that. Me hope you can't see it. You understand? Me put it in the chat this too. Zane and cookies or whatever too. So, me pin up one place the lady cookie man. I want to put it down in a comment here so everybody can see it. Zane? I mean, not even if the phone they connect to is sitting there. Let me connect it first. Because I say, Jaja. All is when you get old, you get very forgetful, you know. You understand? And thing, Roadcaster Pro 2 connected. Zane. Zane, you say connect, you know. So, I don't know. Audio. I don't want to meet the audio. I just want audio from call. I cancel that. Alright, so I don't know if you don't call me, you don't probably get me. So you can try. And it would be nice if you don't teach you miss your 16% pay rise by retiring to. No, I'm a good man. I'm a good bro. Be alright, man. I give thanks. You understand me? I say make me good man. I hope the teachers who are in the system who are deserving of it, make work of it. You see, 16% to 240%. Yeah, that's rough, you know. You see? But say, me give thanks, man. We do alright, you know. So that's how we there. London, UK. Big up yourself in a Rhino sound system. Man. You see? So some serious times. Zane?
You know, so wisdom is the greatest power, you know. And we say, yo, we have power down to the powers. This is what I say.
Go and play two tune till two people call. Then me not see nobody. I wonder if I right now, man. When an MP quit their job, I can't remember. I don't know if the MP will left. well, really quit their job. You know, MP retire, but I don't know. Yeah, man, you can call on WhatsApp, man. WhatsApp supposed to up to. You understand? Well, they prefer a straight call, but if I WhatsApp. So, when you're not ready, let me know. If you don't plan for call, you can let me know I go in bed. You understand? Do you big up yourself? I want to say tune them with nature what they will to a tune and copy. I don't know. The man them still up in bed. So metadata and I dub them where you understand? I don't know. See? Oh, so somebody sent me. You remember what they talk about experiment? Oh. Continue. Hello. Boom. Hello, good night. Hello? How are you going? Good night. Yo, how are you going this with that? Man, I hear but you sound like Sir P. Yo, what you do? Try call me back again there, Sir P, because I don't know. Yeah. I honestly thought the entire but Osvaldo, that's a very fair point about how many people actually knew that there was a strike being organized. You understand? I just expect everybody to just go out the door there and just demonstrate. I get what you say. Auntie. I not hear Sir P, so somebody has a call. In the interim till somebody call back. Why that sounds like wild over it? I'm not sure. But everything's supposed to connect. When I did that here, Sir P, no man, the voice, me not have that on none at all, man. Me have to press one button for that play. So me not have that on. You understand? Like me can't do it, you know. But me that me did have on. Let me see where there. See? I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Oh, left that alone, yeah. Yeah. I into it. The strike not well planned. So that's the next thing. So until somebody else call, here we go on. Somebody sent me this. Zane, I will send me. Do it. Big up yourself, bro. So do it. Apparently do it on the stream. And him send me this something about. So ex-prime ministers to get full pension on the proposed amendment. This not real. So I don't know. Richie said them get them full salary same way. So I don't know. But a bill now before Parliament will assure retired prime ministers the full Oh, Richie, you're right, and youth. Richie, you're right. Zane, so I read this again. A bill now before, but me not see no date on the article from here, so I'm going to try to search for the date, because that's important, you know. I wish me still not see no date. I guess I probably can't come up on my phone. Zane, but let me tell you what I say. A bill now before Parliament will assure retired prime ministers the full salary that goes with the job, as well as allowances equivalent to what is paid to cabinet ministers. So I wonder now if I increase it go increase with them too. See, the amendment to the current Pensions Act will immediately benefit the recently retired opposition leader and ex-prime minister. Oh, this is a long time, this one. And when Edward say, I think the article here from about 2005, I think there's a later one. You understand what I say? You see, all right, I'm not sure anything with the strike thing, what I've learned. And as I said, I learned this whilst I was covering the cockpit country strike situation. That some people have drawn political lines to the salary situation. Because if a man support the Jamaica Labour Party, him not necessarily, him probably not in agreement with it now, you know. But I don't think him necessarily will go out there go strike. You will have some people who are in support of the government, the governing party, and them go out there. But think about it, how many people really are out there who are in support of the JLP now? Or if it was a PNP government, in how many People's National Party supporter would actually go? Because that is how we stay in the country. We draw a political line. So everything. Mr. Morrison, big up yourself in a family. You understand what I say? So, all right, you see? Every night I come here. That's what I got my bed, you know. Hold on. Hope I not repeat this again. I want to call them. Yeah. Let me. I don't know. The call them drop. Somebody try to call me again, but it dropped. So I don't know. Yeah, come me just with that customer and I say every night and say, yo, teacher, now I've done call in. And see me have call in, yeah? Answer. Good night, caller.
Good night, teach them.
This sound like like Neeks in my ears, you know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, tell the people my business.
Hold on, I'm not hear which one I'm supposed to hear. I'm supposed to hear with my headphone. Yeah, but I'm try to rectify that. But everything connected over here, see, you know. Hold on there. Call ended. How I go? Hello? Hello?
I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, man. All right, so viewers, let me hear hear the call all clean and clear and everything. So me cause apparently some issue there here, so let me see if me can go in there and fix up some things. Boom. Them something there. All right, come back out here, so. Say something with me here, MG.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, man. Oh, no, yeah, man. Everybody said they might hear, you know. What go on family? What do you want to call from first and foremost?
I am calling from Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, you can't say that, because I don't know if I can say in Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, that. Them say the connection low still. I say I can bring it up some more. And thing. Yeah, man. But yeah, so what's your views on the proposed, well, not proposed anymore, the salary increases to our politicians? For our politicians.
Everybody deserve a raise. If you're doing a job or you're in a profession, whenever you sign up for any job or you've been doing it for a certain time, you do deserve a raise. And for public sector workers, the job is the job, right? So whether you're doing the job or not, you're in the position, you deserve a raise if it's across the board, right? But the percentage of the raise, that's like the scammer them not scammer them a scam this one. Like something wrong there. So like this is why it's not feasible. There's no way. It's like you're in a company and all of the executive them decide say we're gonna take some more money for the employee them and we're gonna give them some more work. And we're not gonna give them no more money, you know. If we're gonna give them no more money, we're gonna give them an extra 16%, an extra 20%, and we're gonna get like an extra 200%. That don't make no sense. Like we're gonna show up for work, we're gonna actually do the work. The people who actually do the work now get no benefits. The fire department just cry out the other day, the teachers cry out, the nurse them cry out, and the police them cry out, the whole government sector, lower workers cry out, and then now gonna say, okay, it's fine. No, we never have no money to go, no. And the money we will find to go, no, we max out, and that's all we could find. And then all of a sudden, we find all of the money here now to raise all of the top officials them and other, the people them in the police sector and all of the people them, those are top officials, so we can't count them. Them still not really trickle down to the local man them. So the man them we actually live on the road and do the work, them might get beat up, but them not getting a raise up here. Them work conditions are deplorable. The fire people them don't really have enough service vehicles for the country, but when we can't find money to pay people, don't get me wrong, you should pay people, but then if you don't have no resource in the entire country to sustain the money, where's the money coming from? The people alone can't pay all of the money here.
1.7 billion for 3 years salary increase.
Come on, no, what taxpayer go find money to pay that? Like, come on, no, realistically, business-wise, let's think about this like a business. A country is a business, and Andrew Holness is the CEO of the business. Oh, it makes sense. That don't make no sense. The CEO basically come and say, oh, I'm going to take the whole of them profits them. I'm not going in a better condition. I'm not going in no work equipment. I'm not even going in a coffee for drink when I work. But I'm not going to do more work. I'm not going to deal with stress. I'm going to deal with mental issues. They can't take care of the family. But they can't feed on themselves. And they can't find money to go back to work. And they can't even find money to pay for the place where they live. And they can't even find money to pay for the car when they drive. Oh, on top of that, we're going to charge for every road we want to drive on, and the money we make not staying in the country, and the money we are making in the country is not really for the country because all of the assets them are not really owned by Jamaica. So as a business, how that makes sense? business-wise. Them not create no companies to actually say, let's create these companies so we can incur profits from these companies, and then all right, then only can get a raise. No, them are drain the people of the country, and then everybody is sitting and I wonder why. Oh, the one that say I'm gonna give 20%, but that's only 20%, or that's only 80% of your money, sir. Want to the rest of money then? There's so much money on the table. Why not create some businesses where it's actually profitable for the government of Jamaica? That means that if you are running it, and even if somebody is running it, it is still profitable for the Jamaica in general, where them can actually pay people where them deserve. 'Cause I am not saying don't pay people where you deserve, but there's no way you're gonna move from 9 million to 28
28
million,
mil.
and that not make sense.
So let me ask you
Yeah,
a
move from 9
question
to
though. Let
20.
me ask you a good question, because you said that you are not opposed to a salary increase, a politician. Just like I said, that's fine. What would have been a palatable percentage increase for the Prime Minister's salary? He was at somewhere around 9 mil. But I don't think his allowances were in that 9 mil neither still, But yeah, so from 9 mil, what would have been something acceptable for you if that was the level of increase?
His increase should be based on performance.
Oh.
Just like any job, your increase is based on what you perform. What have you done for the country for me to be paying you more? All the people when I get rich, what have you done in that job for me to be paying you more? Me not cost Andrew, me I cost the Prime Minister department, because whoever is the Prime Minister is going to get that salary. So if Mark win the election the next
Right.
him not gonna get that salary.
Fair enough.
So you don't really care who is in the position, it's about the job. The job should be graded on who is performing the job and how well they're doing
So
the
let
job.
me ask you another
Prime
question then now. Zane, so based on performance, what would have been?
Well, and you don't deserve no raise right there now in a sir. Maybe you deserve a raise in a 2020, but now you don't deserve no raise.
No
I'm
raise.
being realistic.
Okay.
2020, yeah, you look like you deserve a raise.
I mean, in a COVID time there.
Yeah, because you actually look like you were acting like a prime minister. If me never think Andrew was a prime minister, where he handled COVID as a country, yeah, he have a couple backlash, but overall he had a good running, right? But after that is bare decline, bro. You still have the whole of the country, and you try shake and over this and look pretty over this, and your country a decline. I now just put on pretty clothes and I buy clocks and I try to cheer the people and I spend money for and don't play for win the people them heart. We're not actually supposed to do things to win the people's heart. Like make better decisions so the entire people them can strive. Make better decisions educationally so the students them not come out of school dunce. Make better decisions so you don't have people want to leave the country, because I am sure the brain drain situation.
It don't stop, man. Yeah, man, it don't stop.
If the conditions of place was better, regardless of the money, but if the conditions are better and them did see a way where, okay, after a certain time, them have structures in place or business in place where they can then receive a raise, that there's nothing in place. There's no structure in place to say, okay, then once you go through all of this headache and you get your degree and whatever, you can then, all right, see a path to freedom. There's no path to freedom, and them not try to create a path to freedom, because in order to do that, you have to create. Jamaica needs some business. Like the country itself needs to own some things. It have bare liabilities and no assets.
So, where we go from here though? Because do you think that there will be a rollback? Hello? Somebody a call and I'm just saying, do not call while I'm on. You see me on another call. You see me on a call. You hear me on the call. On the screen say, please do not call while I'm on another. I can't accept the call if you call me. Caller? Caller gone. Yo. Oh, you're still there. You're still there. All right, yeah, because I could free up a line, but give thanks to the input. Zane, what I asked before the call was interrupted still is, do you see any possibility of a rollback to say, right across the board, we are going to reduce the rate of increase? You see any potential possibility for that?
The Jamaican people have to force them to do that. They're not gonna. I am not. Listen to me. If I was sitting in their position, you think me gonna give up money when me not have to give up?
Right, cause
realistically, if me can get away with crime like that,
right,
and continue on my day and then tomorrow, you know, think me gonna do it again?
Fair enough. But are we
and I mean,
united as a people enough to really and truly press home our views in this case? Because as I said, a lot of people tend to take political lines with these things instead of a national outlook on the thing. You understand what I say? Yo, I teaching hard, you know. Because then you gotta teach somebody who knows. Yeah, I understand.
you
Next.
go free up the line.
Yeah,
for
man,
somebody
give
else,
thanks
man. Like,
because
opinion,
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to get everybody first. So, blessings, boss.
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. I appreciate the input. Shango, we answer the Jamaicans are not united. They're a party first. That's a part of our biggest problem. There's no unity in Jamaica. So the person who has been trying to call, they can go ahead now because the line free up. Like I saw it work. We don't have no power. We don't think we have the because we have given the power. And I've said this. I think as Jamaicans, most of us are now of the view that we serve politicians versus politicians serving us. I don't know when we stop being a country where politicians serve us. You understand what I say? I don't know. Night caller. Good night.
Just so you know, whenever me a try call.
No man, me see the number. Me know one of you, man. Me know one of you. Me know you're a good student. Me say you pay attention in night class, like.
Oh, okay.
Night, no boss. Where do you wanna call from? Florida. Big up yourself in the family. Give thanks. I appreciate the support. You hear, sir?
Yeah, man. Blessing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you asked the last question you asked was if you anticipate a rollback.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't anticipate a rollback without a fight because the reason never makes sense to begin with, and them get away with the reason. So I don't anticipate a rollback.
Mm-hmm.
I think the government push the limit, and my opinion is that them instigate an unrest. I don't know why, but that is just my perspective on it.
Or they feel like
them instigate.
Or they felt like, okay, yeah, we know some people are met nice, but you know everything in Jamaica 9-day one and then people move on. You think they make a calculated assessment there?
I think they make that calculated assessment, but I think them also test the people to see how far them willing to go before them break.
Them breaking point.
Because again, I think one potential, ultimately it could instigate an unrest, and the unrest could come. But
say about money that I use. Yeah. Yeah, caller. Somebody else that try to call. You know what thing go.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Yeah, man.
So, them have a reason behind the increase, and the increase is to prevent brain drain, so to speak.
Okay.
Is to retain the best and the brightest.
Yeah, they have said that.
But they have said that.
That's a part of the discussion, I suppose.
If you look at the resume of those in Parliament right now, them not among the best and the brightest. And if you talk about retaining people, it's a legacy at this point, and it's a birthright at this point. You find just in the Prime Minister's household, you'll find 2 members of Parliament, $50 million per year. Portland have the same.
Right.
Nobody now try leave. Them no need to have any qualifications because there are no job description.
Right. So there's no qualification to become a politician per se.
But more than anything else, when politics started out, it was a service, not a job.
As it should be.
So you'll find that the best and the brightest would donate their service to the country.
Yes, sir.
And they get all of these, you want to call it stipend, which the allowances are more than salary for some people.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot of perks that comes with it.
Right.
Without the pay increase, they are still okay. With the power that comes with it, they are still okay. A lot of people work towards the end of their life to get a pension.
True.
With the pension that comes with being a politician, they will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
The rollback is non-existent because the reason behind it don't make sense to begin with. They don't even give a reason, really. And then they did not lay out an accountability package.
Right.
Right? Therefore, there's no accountability. You have never seen a
them said details coming. Well, they have Jog Smith one at a time, run on one part, but I'm the only one we know about still. You understand? So there was one.
But the thing is, though, whatever accountability package that will get presented is currently being built by the protest that you will see or not see.
Well, which is true.
So that is being built by the reaction from the public.
I assume that as well. I could be wrong, but I think so. I am agreeing with you on that fully.
I can't imagine that they already have one. How do you present? Because this is not just this year; it's just that it's presented this year.
Right.
They already got an increase last year.
But I don't. But you know, I don't think. All right. Let me clear up something though. I don't think they were actually receiving that money already. You know, I think that money will be paid to them retroactively. I could be wrong. I know that the increase cycle is a 3-year thing, but I don't think that in their account they were receiving that amount of money from last year, April 1. But I think is that the money will be paid retroactively. Again, I could be wrong. You understand? But I don't think they were actually, because if they were receiving that from last year, that would have become public knowledge already. If you get what I say, somebody would have said something about it prior to now. So I think it is, the cycle is 3 years, starting April 1 last year, which is the beginning of the financial year. Zane, but that money, last year's money will be paid retro. I am thinking that. I could be wrong again still. You see me? But that is...
Yeah, I understand what
you're saying. Yeah. So, but I don't think they were receiving it before. Before now, man. Right.
The accountability script would have been drafted along with it.
Should have been.
Because if you have that... Yeah. So I'm saying that it's retroactive. It's just because they are seeing some kind of
pushback
reaction from the public. They're gauging it and they're trying to see what they can get away with. And it's just so convenient that yesterday they announced the package that they got from the UK or that they signed for violence prevention. So the money, they know where the money is coming from. Because one of the questions I asked really is, what kind of sustainable resource or renewable resource Jamaica currently have? They might cite tourism. Tourism.
Very delicate.
Like, as you say, COVID.
Yeah, man. 9/11 or SARS or something. The big dent in that quick and fast. Agriculture, I think they're still in a color. But we're not spending enough energy and effort and money in that.
No, go again.
No, for me, I think our leading economic focus should be agriculture and build the country around that. We have the lands, we have the resources, we have the people, we have the demand. You understand? So that is me. So whilst tourism has been the cash cow for years and remittances, agriculture is that is what I would champion to be the main money earner for the country.
Yeah, because you got the weather and you got the land.
Yes,
because
sir.
Jamaica is, if you look at the concentration of people, they're usually in pockets.
Right.
You have the cities, you have the towns, you have the parishes, but people live in pockets.
Yes, sir.
Most
True.
of the land
You're correct.
is underdeveloped, underused. So that's the only resource that we have, and it's not used. And it's not promoted.
But to be honest with you, I think that when Floyd Green was Minister of Agriculture, there was some light at the tunnel, but then in one place in a COVID, and then all of that get mashed up, and then things start. I don't know that the ministry has continued the vision that he had, because I think he had the potential to lead the transformation of the sector. and he was doing some things, but him gonna mess up around one place up at town there, and the rest is a mystery or a history, as I say. I don't know. You see me?
Well, I agree. But yeah, that was my 2 cents on it. I just
Give
don't
thanks,
feel like
man.
it will roll back because they never have a real reason
Yeah.
to begin with.
What?
And they talk about transparency.
Yeah.
But I guess they have information that they roll out slowly. So the transparency it's like an echo. They know what's up. They say it a year ago and we hear it this year. So
Just a
basically,
retreat.
that's what I was
What
trying
would have been a acceptable pay increase for the PM though?
acceptable pay increase for the PM
From 9 mil.
would have been from 9 mil.
Mm-hmm.
To be very honest with you, right? An acceptable pay increase for the PM would be the pleasure of the country. They should have done something right by the country so that the people feel good about it, and then they could be happy about that. Right now, that's the only increase they deserve. Doing something right by the country, right? Because again, to some extent, it's a service. And if you look at the performance, the results is not showing. You don't have the results to show for it.
Yeah, but them are gonna say to you, know, but hold on, bro. Them are gonna say that there has been economic growth for the last how much quarter. Inflation is trending down for the last quarter. The exchange rate has been fairly stable with fluctuation here and there for the last quarter. Yes, crime have beat them bad, but then there's a lot of infrastructure. I tell you what I'm gonna say now, because these are the things that they say. So the truth is, I don't like nothing now go on around here. Enough is not being done, but I don't like nothing now. If we're gonna be fair, we can't say nothing now go on.
No. All right, the thing is this. I could say that green rain is falling outside. We can paint a picture of any story.
Right.
The problem is this. How is it that you have a country without any resources? Where are you getting the money to pay this down? Are you taking a loan to pay a debt?
We get a whole heap of funding and grants, you know, brother. And tourism makes a lot of money for the country, you know. Remittance make a lot of money for the country, you know. We still export, even though export bill compared to import bill is whack. We still do things about here, you know, bro. Nobody feel like say everybody about here. We have some wealthy people around here, you know, sir.
Yeah, but look, all right, think about all right, explain to me how you would handle your generational wealth. Should you have some?
If
right?
my generational wealth, how often me then do?
How often you spend off your money?
Spend off my money? Then if I spend off my money, me can't have generational wealth again. If me spend it off.
All right,
so you try to grow it, you invest in there, so you acquire some real estate run, so you build 2 business run, so you understand, you set up 2 business for the youths them we go to school and now farm full, because you can't just give them free things. You understand? I worry for these things, you see it? So
no. My point is that you would be the example on the hill. But your money will never get spent. So the little man will continue to spend their money would circulate in the country. That's where the money would make sense, being concentrated.
Okay.
And then when them get them pension, or if them, let's say these are young people, they get out of politics at 55, 60. I don't know
60.
what
I think that's 60.
They still have a lot
right.
of money at the time, and they still have the pension that comes. They literally have a salary that comes with it.
Right.
So they all do the increase, but I think it's like, right, you cook some food, you have a plate, you have a pot of food, and you only have enough for 5 people, but you have three kids and yourself and your spouse.
Right.
5 people, right? Actually, let's say you have 5 dumplings, but you want 2 dumplings, and you decide you're gonna take your 2 dumplings. How that's gonna work out for the rest of everybody?
Somebody now getting a dumpling.
Somebody
or you have to split up what kind of dumpling left. You understand? Or 3/4 dumpling and.
That's where the problem coming. You're supposed to get your own last. Because these people are not coming in as it's not really a job, it's a service. That's why that's where the problem is. And again, it's a different perspective, I guess. These are qualified people with this is not their first job. This is not even their biggest earner.
Which is in most cases you're correct. That is the truth.
And in some cases, these people they should be the most experienced, the most qualified, the ones with the most connections and stuff that just give a service to the country. It should not be that the country have to pay them at that rate, that they need to depend on that. Because that should have been a
Yeah,
qualification at least.
what are the thing though is that going into politics, especially becoming a cabinet minister, there are some things that you have to give up, you know. So you can't be in
But
you
you have
can't
to
be in
take it to
cabinet and
first.
you are involved in a certain company. Some only political thing. I can't tell you if it's up on my head still, but yeah, me get what you say still.
No, I understand. No, I understand because a lot of people everywhere in the world give up something greater that is personally greater for a
For
greater
serving their
good.
country.
It's personally greater.
Mm.
To serve a country is a greater good, but you might have a personal thing going on that you might just selfishly say, I could contribute more, but I'm gonna just build my personal brand. It's a
Right.
difference, it's a sacrifice, and none of this equates to sacrifice from what I'm seeing. But again, as I said, it's a different perspective.
Yeah, me get that, man. That's how I think.
it's
Everybody
just-
gonna say the thing differently. Because as me personally say, I don't have no issue with politicians getting an increase, and people might be surprised about that. But if you work somewhere for a period of time, then it dictates that eventually you get a raise. My issue is the level of the increase, it's the timing of the increase, based on the atmosphere in the country, the economic situation of many people, the struggle that many people are facing. It is just a slap in the face at the level of increase. When I know that it is a band and they would have gone to the highest extreme of that band versus in the middle of the band or in the lower end of the band to say, okay, in out of good conscience, we cannot give ourselves this level of increase when we only gave public sector workers generally 20% increase recently. You understand what I say? So the timing, just was the way I ask them for make sacrifices and accept, because at this alone we can give them, it just leave a bad taste in the teacher mouth. You understand what I said? That is just the reality of it for me. But I am not opposed to a salary increase for them.
You remember you just said that you think that agriculture is the way to go, right?
Yeah, that would
Let's
be.
say that your vision of agriculture came to fruition and they took this increase. How would you feel?
How would I feel? If at the same level of increase comparative to what other people, I mean, then still feel the same way about it, because you look, some people about here are suffer, bro. That is just the reality. So whilst I have people who are doing well, we have people who are suffer. Zane, and I've been saying this for a while. I don't know how recent you are, how often you are here. That whilst we're hearing that the country is recovering economically and inflation is trending down and economic growth is steady and in some cases increasing, it now trickle down to the people who need it the most. So the trickle down economic situation, we now feel that. Zane, so at the end of the day, no matter what time or when, if the disparity in increase is so great between our political representatives and our civil servants, I will eternally have a problem with that. We need some level of equity. So if you have increase public sector workers by 20%, all a 20% increase to man. Zane, if you're going to increase to them by 30%, all a 30% increase to. You understand what I mean? So show me that you are understanding the mood of the country, you are understanding the struggle of the country, and we are in this together and we are trying to move the thing forward. Zine, so I am willing to meet you where you are and we go forward. I now put you down there and put myself up here. So I now say, because we have this tendency to say politicians don't deserve nothing. That is not a fair thing, because truth is that, and every politician is the worst thing ever. Yeah, some politicians who are try make a difference. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you are asking people to accept X, Zane, you must also be willing to accept X. You cannot ask somebody to accept X and you will only accept Y. So if you can go to the people and say, this is where we are, this is what we have, you can also show the people them, say, look here, me tell us here, yes, we're there, and this we have, so me and you I walk the journey together.
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, man, that's how me feel boy thing.
Why I ask you that is this. The flip side to it is that I would be okay if I had a vision of agricultural paradise.
And the thing shut and we are make money.
By these guys. And these guys did it. And they decided that they're going to take this once in a generational increase it's okay.
Oh,
Might
and,
not say
and,
more
and that is
about
fair, you know, and that is very fair. I mean, I agree with you because if agriculture is doing well, it means more people are earn more out of the sector and the country are do better. I mean, get that. I accept that fairly, squarely. I accept that. Fair enough.
That's where me come from with it. At the moment, we do not have one sustainable resource that we can say, all right, it does not depend on somebody else. Remittance really depends on
Yes,
the
sir. Yes, sir.
diaspora.
Because if there are
And
certain
other
shocks in the United
things,
States or England or Canada, then remittance get checked too. So that's how I
uh,
think of it too.
that's my problem. And tourism, we saw what tourism and travel looked like in 2020.
Yes, sir.
It's dependent on external factors.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why I would not give it. I would say do something locally that the man will wake up and go around in him backyard and decide say he might go chop down some woodland and do something and him can make some money some way somehow without external influence
Mm-hmm.
and it have a circulate
I agree
in
with
the
it because with
country. One way
agriculture, we are securing our own local food security, plus then we are exporting and our import-export bill start look decent and the value of the US dollar start to decline and our dollar becomes stronger and the whole spin-off effect of that. And yeah, brother, it thing can be done, but without vision, the
always
people
the
perish.
water in the places where water exists. You can't have drought in Portland. And you have springs
Yes, sir.
everywhere, river everywhere.
I've said, I've
Like
said that many
always
times. Every day we have
yeah.
billions
So
of gallons of water flowing to the sea, and it's. But Carla, we are going to take a few more calls, because you know what I think, go? Give thanks for the input and we're there. You understand what I say? Appreciate the man's perspective on the thing. You see?
yeah, man, bless.
Big up. Interesting. Until some more people call you, sir. Which one would they, sir? Let me go over one part, you want to say, yeah, sir. See?
4-9 and Mr. 1 make 10.
Yeah, peace. Big up to the people that want just step in, you know. You understand? Give thanks to the support. JD, DS. Oh, we got call. All right, so I'm going to tap this, yes, sir. Oh. Good night, caller. Yeah, me, I hear you better now. You don't sound like Sir P no more.
Oh, but you cannot sound like Sir P on my...
Me sound like Sir P on your side, sir. Then me don't know about that, sir. But all right. Yeah, hear me on our door.
Yeah, man, I hear, man. Shango, what go on?
You know Shango, man. Me see the pre, man. Give thanks, bro.
Yeah. While we do some talking...
Jesus Christ. Emerge. Big up yourself, you know. Sizzler, Empress. Big up yourself, you know, pretty lady. Tyler, manners are speaking on. DS, where are David? Richie B gas station. Lady Rosie. Lady Faye. We are going to die from hunger to give them what they want. Zane. Oh. Shango, you still there?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, me there see me, but me one bag of nice me.
Yes, man, did a call. This is true. One line we are work with tonight. You understand? I know I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know some people are called said time. Go on talk, yes,
yeah, but the people them just need to understand. So once
but bro,
somebody dep on a call,
explain that to the people them, and I even have it a run pan the ticker and say you can't call because I'm on a call already. That's why you see teaching thing rough in a brother.
Yeah, so me I do some research because one of the things is while this is all dandy and everything, and all people want to get the money where they want to get, me I look on various countries around the world.
Right.
We are talking about USA, we are talking about UK, we are talking about some countries with millions of people.
Right.
Far, so Jamaica have like 3 million people.
Yeah, about 3.5 million.
We have serious millions of people we are talking about. America have like 250 million people. We are talking about UK, which is probably like about almost 80 million people. And the Prime Minister of UK, I collect almost 200,000. President of the United States, I collect 400,000. Yes, with this increase,
right,
Andrew Holness, I got to collect almost $160,000 a year.
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah, but then so question now, since I did the research, when you compare Sunak and Biden, are those So all allowances are in those. Is a final thing, or is just the raw salary?
Adam's salary, because even the money where Andrew Holness a collect, I don't think is the final thing.
No, man. I think before I don't think any allowances are in these. It's just so them have to go pay them guard and them. That is what I get from it. I could be wrong again. But based on my analysis, I think there's no more provision for well, I think the government will still pay CPO officers, but like your guard and your maid and them people, I think I have to go pay them now. So I don't know. But I'll still do the research on that. But me, I'll listen. Go on, bro.
Yeah, man, as I said, brother, it look away.
Mm-hmm.
No, like, may I do some research. Me even post something on my Instagram today where, I think I see somebody posted on WhatsApp where it say, yo, no country can progress if its politics is more profitable than its industry.
Yeah, I saw that. That has been going
in a
around.
Country where those government are richer than what? Entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
They manufacture poverty.
Interesting.
Brother, me not feel good. Me not feel good about this. As I said, people need to get increase.
Yeah, man. Me all for that.
People need to get increase. But as I said, 240% increase.
One time.
Brother,
over 3 years. That rough. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but even if it's over 3 years.
No, man. Me just put the facts out there. So and I like me I say that make it any better. Because each year in the cycle it a increase. Each year is an increase over the previous year. You understand? In the 3 year cycle. So whichever way you put it, it's still exorbitant.
And it is also some $3 million jump. Here I talked about the numbers earlier, and I'm like,
right.
$3 million this year, and the next
$3 million next year, and then the next $3 million next year. So 9 to 10 years over the 3 year cycle. $9 to $10 million over the 3 year cycle, bro.
3 years. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
And let me tell you.
They do the research.
Yeah. Let me tell you the roughest part of it for me, bro. Zin, and more you hear me out, you know. You asked recently civil servants to band them belly and suck salt through wooden spoon. You asked civil servants for an understanding that this is where we are at a country and we cannot do anything more at this point in time. You ask civil servants who have been treating with wage freezes under previous administrations and your administration for accept this now and in good faith as we go forward and development go on and economic growth occur, we can meet again. You ask public sector workers that. You ask them to make that sacrifice. So why is it that you now are not able to make a similar sacrifice? Because the truth is, bro, for the Prime Minister to be earning $9 million a year, a joke thing you can't, $9 million a year, bro, as the Premier Minister in our country. That look away if you ask me. You understand me? I say, I'm between 13 to $15 million, then look more sensible. To be honest with you, I'm not telling a lie. Zane, but the man's salary is almost $30 million now, fam. So if you are going to ask public sector workers to accept a 20% increase, Zane, the most flexibility you're supposed to look out at that is say, all right, I wonder if we can hold a 25% or a 30% increase. And then next year now, we'll go on and then we'll go the next year. But 240% is really and truly a slap in the face of public sector workers, bro. And Mark, you know, based on the information, you have people within the public sector who are sit pretty thin, you know. So you're now going to hear the nurses, the nurses leaders, and the doctor leaders, and the lawyers, and the chief justices, and some superintendent and police, them now going to make the nice, you know, because them all right now, and some principals. But what happened to the constable, and the sergeant, and the classroom teacher, and the nurse who just a start out, and try build them thing, or the thing, but them not progress up the ladder? What happened to those people? You understand? So all I'm saying is that you will never have a country where everything is equitable if it's not A communist type of vibe. You understand me? And even that not equitable because the leader them rich ones and everybody done as a struggle.
Yeah.
Seeing, but you can work out the thing where there's a little bit more equity across the board. And I don't expect a classroom teacher to be earning anything close to a principal salary. Don't get me wrong, you know. But I'm saying when you work out the thing, it should be a situation where if you're coming to the people to ask the people to accept X, then you cannot go and give yourself Y. You too have to accept the X with the people and say, all of us are in this together. We're building the country. We are willing to accept this as well because this is what we're asking you to accept. And as things get better, we talk again. Your thing look better. My thing look better. The country thing look better. And we keep the thing moving forward. But no, sir. And again,
so even as I say, even if it was 15 million,
right,
it wouldn't so bad because that would have been probably like
that don't look bad. That don't look like bad, bro. To be honest with you, understand me? That don't look too bad. If you say the Prime Minister carry $15 million a year time, that not bad. You understand? And then when as economic growth continues, say next year again, okay, so the thing move and then public sector wage increase as well, and then all of these things, and we keep moving forward in stages and phases, bro. But to just drop the thing, so boom, it rough. I'm not telling a lie. Deserving of a pay increase, yes, but the level at which it is done and the time that it is done and the economic conditions facing the country, no, yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man. As I say, like, me still dep on the thing when I do the research and. Right now, with this increase, Jamaica could be like 20th on the list of highest paid, mean prime minister.
We are now leading the Caribbean.
20th on the list.
We are
by far. By far.
All right, so Guyana is the fastest. Guyana is the fastest growing country in the region right now. See? I don't even know much Guyana Prime Minister, President America right now, and their economy is booming, is exploding. You understand what I say?
Guyana. Let me look for Guyana.
So
Guyana, making 98 million. 98,000 US.
Andrew earn when I say 160 when I do the maths.
160 when I do the maths. 160 when I do the maths.
And Guyana is on the verge of being a wealthy country, sir.
Okay. So with this, as I say, we put ourselves amongst, you know what I mean, like some countries where way ahead of us. We're talking about the region where we're in with this money where Andrew Owners are gonna get. We're in Finland, Kenya, UK, Netherlands. We're in that region.
Some countries where the world.
We're above Colombia, we're above we're above Saudi Arabia. Man, them have them royal people where I get at least billions of US.
Right.
So this we above Italy, we above Thailand, we above, you know what I mean, we above whole heap of countries where far more people. And Jamaica, you get me? Where them probably can get little money from because of the masses of people, you know, different people and the economy.
Right.
But bro, we above Spain. We above Spain. It look away. We're far above Trinidad. We got double Trinidad. We're double the Caribbean.
We're above Bahamas too, bro.
All the other Caribbean countries. Yeah, all the other Caribbean countries, we double them. We're not above them. We double them.
Countries that are doing far better than us economically, eh?
Yes.
The thing set away. The thing look away, bro, man. The thing look away. No matter how, and here the next part I to still. You see, what are the reasons why it will stick? Deep down, the opposition has no issue with it.
Yeah, but them can't. Listen, if it benefit me, why do I have an issue?
Exactly. So they say go.
Them.
Because in order for
it benefit them.
Remember, so the leader of the opposition say, why me hear a local feedback somewhere? Remember, so the leader of the opposition say he might take 20% of it now. And when them work out all of the issue with the public sector workers, then he take a recite where him say I get to need the people for the time being. So and the next man then say them a discuss what them are gonna do with it, or what them are if them are accept it or near, then sitting there. So there is consensus, bro. There had to be consensus for the numbers to have been read out in Parliament. Then the the shadow minister and finance, his side has no objections, and then the next day they say them. So it's crazy, man. As me I said, bro, we're still trying to find our feet economically. We are begging, bro. As an educator, I have been in the system where for a 3-year period there's a wage freeze. Then the next 3-year period they might get 3%. Then one next wage freeze. Between my time as an educator, I have not gotten 20% increase in total. When I was teaching, never. I mean, every year, every time increase going on, because during that time I had to sit out 2 periods of wage freezes. 2 periods, bruh.
Yeah.
Carrying home nothing basically in a family. Because in order for me to survive as a teacher, me have to live up is a credit union like. You understand? When me get paid, me have pay me credit union loan. And then me have to borrow again for survive the next month, bro. You don't want teacher live the life there. I mean, I gave God the day that I was able to treat with that and done the life there, brother. But many teachers most teachers have to borrow money to advance themselves educationally, brother.
Constantly. Listen, I have a sister who is a teacher, and my girlfriend is also a teacher.
Bro.
So me know what really are going in terms, because even these increases, if you're a senior teacher and stuff like that, you would have gotten some form of increase. Your increase they even look crazy.
Right. It don't make no
If you're
sense.
a young teacher, you might get a little bit more increase. But if you're a senior teacher, some of the senior teacher them did I get a little bit of increase. So in other words, when my sister explained to me, them kind of level the playing field.
And that is right. So that is a part of the problem now facing the education system sector and the finance ministry, because there is a situation where a teacher will just a start out is really and truly on par with a senior teacher and some whole heap of little things. So them things that still need to start out, basically. You understand what I say? So there are issues, bro, like, I don't know. It is just unconscionable to take this level of increase at this juncture in our history. All things being considered. So the increase, yes, but not this level at this time. That is the situation. That is this, bro. It cut and dry. You understand? Yeah, man. Increase. Yeah. Fine.
And oh, they're speaking about it, because I've been watching the clips and everything and watch some of the stuff them. And there's no rolling back of this, you know.
You know, roll back, go where, sir. that will never happen.
Speak about it, and all of these people speak about it. They're like, well, yeah, it happened. We are get an increase.
Yeah, man, you know, go back nowhere, bro.
That's the attitude that I get from them.
And let me tell you why it will not go back anyway.
Increase
yeah.
Yeah.
We do have to unite, bro. If some people say them a go to E Park or St. William's Grand Park or one of the park them, go demonstrate or out of halfway tree or crossroad, me promise you, say, people will take political lines. And that is where we are in the country. We put party before country from. Until we start putting the country before party, and whether you're loyal to the PNP or you're loyal to the JLP, if them rung up, you then get the fire same here, brother, no matter who you be. But we don't hold our leaders accountable because we argue everything along party lines, bro.
Exactly what. And that is one of the major issues we are causing this problem right now. Because by right, you know, if everybody did come out, if all of Jamaica like stop and like, yo, this can't happen. Matter what we discuss mountain one another,
this
whatever meeting we have and decide how we're gonna do this. Once it come out publicly, everybody stop and say, yo, listen, this is not happening. Whether you are PMP, whether you are JLP, whether you are NEP, any PAB, them just stop and say, yo, this is not happening. Then, but as I say, everybody, yo,
they would have to stop and look again, brother, and reassess, man.
Yeah.
But I saw a thing,
again,
because them know we divided them, brother. So
position.
divide and rule, man. Divide and conquer. Them, brother, the man them study political science of man them, brother. The man them read the 40 laws of power. The man, they living there, bro. Like, enough of the things that me do, I say, that plain, brother, is the 40 laws of power that, you know. It's simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious. But because we are so aligned to our political feelings and emotions, I just saw we deal with things. It's just, your party did do that, so why my party can't do that? You understand? Remember when we did have potential to be one of the best countries in the world. Nobody now remember that.
Yes. Remember that. Remember when Dollar did a rival.
Brother, remember when we were outperforming Singapore when Lee Kuan Yew come here and he was so impressed with our economic model, he went back to Singapore and implemented it almost to the T. Yes, there were some austere measures and some people understand say in order for the thing look good down the road, we have to give up a few things now. Singapore is one of the wealthiest countries in the world. We were outpacing Singapore by miles, bro. But because of mismanagement, because of political tribalism. Sorry to be cutting here, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I said Singapore is number 2 on the most earned money from the Prime Minister. 1.6 million US dollars per year.
In deserve it. He can get it.
And the president earn less than that.
Yeah, the president are going to earn less. Yeah. I don't do that level of research that we do still, so I'm glad for the info. I need to do that, but it's true, I have so much things I do more time.
You know, say, some of them are depend, Wikipedia are depend, you know. But I search the head of state salary.
I know so I can't find the info, but I ain't really go as far as that yet still, you understand? But bro, here we go on. The truth is that until we unite in this country and start to hold our political representatives, irrespective of our political preferences, responsible, then we will continue to be at the whims and fancies of these political representatives. That is it. We have become a country that serves politicians and not a country that politicians serve us. That is the reality, because no matter what politicians do about here, you have apologists for them. You have people I say, the man that did do this to, instead of holding them responsible and accountable, brother. We are still a very tribal nation, bro. We are still a very partisan society.
Even this accountability package where I talk about, as the previous caller said, why this accountability package wasn't presented right away when them present this?
Because it was not a part of the thinking, bro.
Okay, so
it's a reactionary thing.
Wow. Can you believe that? Can you believe
brother, I'm gonna tell you,
that
we come like a 5 full virgins about here, bro.
Reaction.
We're not prepared. We're not, sir, we're very reactive around here. Bro, you are going on, man. We're not trouble, you know.
Yeah, me afraid because of...
Yeah, man, give thanks, man. We appreciate the insights and input, brother, and the research, man. See me, I take a few more calls and then I got my belly ass. I can say, you know what I think, go. I get all. All right, Shango, give thanks. Don't leave it, bro. Shango, plug your thing, man. Talk to the people, make the people then come across. So what you deal with? Then we not hide no secret around here.
Oh, no. It's kind of different energy still, but all right, so people, so we have a tech channel. I'm Shango Tech. You'll see me comment in the place, like, you can check out the channel if you want to sub, you know what I mean? But we talk about technology.
Yeah, man. So enough people over here, technology too, man. When you say, brother, man, all of your family, you know, you understand?
So it's basically a tech channel where you hear like a Jamaican accent talking about tech, you know what I mean? It's not that type of vibe.
Them man I review all like things them with MKBHD and Linus them a review and them sitting there. Them man I review them things. There's a Jamaican man I review them things.
Yeah.
You understand? So I go watch some I review them too, man, and make it thing work. You understand? That's how we do it thing over here, Shango, man. Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Blessings.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm, brother. Alright, bless up.
Yeah. Today is Saturday, bro. Gotta chill and drink expensive rum and play a cartel. Man, I real. And later, you're easy, you know. You understand? Yo, Jaja. Why, I tell you, say, life is a journey, yeah. As a youth to come from country.
for extra class scene, we teach them. Little piece of my story.
Yeah, wait for the next call. Nature, let's speak up yourself and we're doing, brother.
A piece of my life. Piece of my life. Hey, teach them, I give them the story. Hey, watch you now. Extra class control country. Lock the place in the city. To deal with your music, I say. Did not have a place to stay, but I pray to Jah for a better day.
Good night, Lady Denise.
Them never stray. Extra classes for
You're
the
trying, man.
And trying no man. Working.
So the Jamaica Observer is reporting that Carl Samuda will resign. Yeah, man, because I mean, this isn't really new. Carl had said about a week ago that he'll be stepping aside. As a matter of fact, there are conversations being had that there's a possible cabinet reshuffle coming. There were some interesting moves recently, Senate resignations and appointment. The appointment of Abka Fitsen as a senator is very interesting. I know that there has been some issue with the information portfolio. I don't know if Nestor Morgan will be. I don't. So I'm watching. I think Morrison, she is very renowned for her work within the financial sector. So I don't know if she will be brought over to assist Nigel in the Ministry of Finance. And I think the MP for St. Ann Northeast St. Ann, I don't remember her name. She is, I think, the state minister in the Ministry of Finance. So I think that the move may be to bring in Morrison, the new senator, into the finance ministry and free up the MP for Northeast St. Ann, because apparently there has been some issues down there and people are complaining. So I don't know if she will be sent down there for try to fix that. So like me tell us, I always observe these things and I watch these things. You understand? The part of the politics there, I find very intriguing. Remember, I tell you that I did political science to some level whilst I was studying Zane. I did a full course, politics and change. Not really political science, but politics and change. So I find these moves very interesting. You understand? And these chess moves. So I think Abka will be brought in to give some support to the information ministry. Don't know if, but I think Morgan will still stay because that is what his qualification is in. I think mass communication, I'm not sure. I think Morrison, or Morris, that is the new senator, she will go in finance. That is just my observation. And I think that the MP for Northeast St. Ann will be freed up so she can focus on the constituency there. Interesting days ahead. There will obviously be a new minister of Labour and Social Security. Also, I hear some rumblings to that the PA may not be happy with what is going on in agriculture. So Pernell Charles Jr., I don't know. I don't know if he's going to bring back Floyd Green over there. Floyd Green is currently spearheading NIDS implementation and rollout. What else are going on? Some other things are going on, you know. I mean, I watch and see. Zane, apparently, he may want a new security minister, but I don't think he's going to move him friend. Horace Chang from there. So remember Horace Chang, our deputy prime minister. Horace, just take one for the team, because not many people want to be Minister of National Security, I don't think either. So I don't know. So we are watching and see. Like these things, I find them very interesting. These moves. The PNP, them, I tried, every now and then you hear there's some issue down St. Ann, Southeast St. Ann, Lisana constituency, where the process is being with complaints. St. Catherine, I don't remember that name, with Alric Clark and Dr. Dr. Daz. And then you have one next constituency with the brother will drive a Lamborghini. Yeah, some only for look at issue them I try to sort out. Yeah, so we are going to watch and see. Like, as I say, we find these things very intriguing. Good night, caller. Caller?
Hello?
Yeah, good night.
You still live?
Yeah, man, live and direct, man.
Oh, I check in, being that you are a teacher with all work one with
the salary increase.
in a politics and all.
So what the pre?
How you and your peers them a take it? How no feel as a citizen
All
of
right.
the country?
Well, I guess I don't teach anymore still. Some people don't know that, but some people do because I stated it once. You understand? But speaking to my former colleagues and friends who are still in education, nobody not happy, bro. Nobody not happy. Nobody not happy. I don't know anybody that is happy apart from the people that may receive the money. Yeah, and the truth is that everybody that I've spoken to, nobody's opposed to the increase. Nobody's opposed to an increase.
We understand with inflation and all what's going on.
Yeah,
in the
man.
world, it's a needed raise. But to tell you the truth, when you look at it and see where them ignore the plight of teachers, doctors, and other civil servants.
It's just the level of the increase compared to what was given to those people you just mentioned, bro. That is the sticking point. That is the bone of contention.
And not just those people, you know, 'cause I remember when they had disclosed the whole minimum wage increase, a 40% increase. And the way me see them and knock the bench in a parliament where it's the move from $9,000 a week to $14,000 a week. And the way them and knock me I say, suppose of them wonder if what them would do if them did get a raise a 40% increase.
240 G then get, bro.
For real.
Yeah.
Them get in 300% increase.
Yeah, some cases at over 250 up in the 300, bro. Rough.
When we see how Jamaicans react to it, like knowing Jamaica being one of the most rebellious people, I don't think them will react to it the way them react to it. Them need to organize more and really organize more.
Because and you see, bro.
Them get with what them the little thing where them go on with Corona.
Right.
And from Corona and after that it's like them no business but we rights again. And Jamaican people need to stand up and need to organize.
Yeah, bro, but yes,
and really pay attention to politics. No people saying them no business with politics and them no.
But you have a business with it, brother, because of politics for the country.
A politics around the country. If you're an entrepreneur, if you anything you want, as long as you're a Jamaican citizen, or you're in the world, anywhere in the world, the politics of your geographical location
affects everything you do. Yeah,
you're trying to do.
Right, bro. And
you move goods or you do business.
True.
Pay attention and know what going.
But you see the issue, bro. You said Jamaicans have to stand up. Many of us don't see ourselves as Jamaicans. Many people see themselves as PNP or Labour, right, bro? Yeah, okay, but even bro.
Man, them need to break away from that.
But bro,
we need to unite as a people, and I feel like the I don't remember a time when politicians made such an extreme or make a move like this in a Jamaica. But
I can remind you of one. In 2000, I think I was finishing up high school or just leave high school. There was a time when they increased their salaries by 100 or 102%. I remember. Yeah. I think Omar Davis was the finance minister at the time, and I think that time teachers were given a 3. Yeah, I'm tell you why I remember it. Zane, teachers were given. I remember I wasn't a teacher as yet, you know. Then time they just either finish up school or just done school. Zane, just done high school. And teachers were given a 3% increase, and government and politicians were given 100% increase, 100 to 103%. I remember it vividly. So, but the 100 compared to 240 again, brother, it's a whole different ball game that same way.
Them really need to do better. When we talk to nurses in the country and teachers, Me see nurses are run go England and I run come America and I run go
Yes, sir.
different countries.
Canada.
And them places. Teachers the same thing. What the citizens them of Jamaica we can't do no better. It's like them a push the people them to run go through the Mexico border. What them a go do when that can't when that's not possible? And me see them a come and talk about how Jamaicans need to look more into the country and more and the fact that more opportunities that with them now here run. But come on, man. We know how it go. We know there who know who system. So them need to stop this, and the people them really need to come together as one. We really need to have more of them talks that way where we understand what's going on and dumb down some of the big words them what them are using in politics and talk it in a layman terms and make the people them know say alright. All of them big words them just put together a while ago.
This is mean. I mean I will on nothing back.
It's been a pitch it away a long time, you know. But most people when the parliament see things are going, most people lock off them.
They don't watch them things, man. People don't watch them things, bro.
Yeah. People need to watch it and get time to petition.
But you see, and I've always said this, bro.
The Teachers Association and the Police Association are lobby for them. A lobby for them real. Who lobby for the government them real? Nobody get no raise. And we hire them, you know.
But
and we not for them to get no raise. Everybody agrees for them a raise is due, you know.
Yes,
but
sir.
Come on, man. Don't.
The level is crazy, bro. The level is great. And you see, this is what I always say, you know, cards. In Jamaica, we love the hype, we love the gossip and the sus. But things that are really affecting us, many of us don't spend any time to get the information and to internalize it, you know, bro. You understand? We are more interested in who in a feud and them something there, versus things that are really affecting us. So that's why some things screech across the border, and by the time I realize it too late.
The government are the world smart, you know. Anytime them make some major decision, them do it in a time, them distract with World Cup and then distract with some sports thing, or them distract with something. Can remember in a Corona in a them time them go try mine out the backside, the water catchment area them. Where if they mine them place the Jamaicans go import drinking water. And I saw them go on, so the people need to pay attention anytime them come around with the little distraction and them a jump out that team and that team there. And in a them time they them come with all of them things and come past them lawyer. We need to realize and read the Constitution of Jamaica and know the rights of the people and know how we can approach this thing from a legal standpoint. Because for the most part, me listen, a lot of Jamaicans reason. And even if a man can't read and write certain way, him reasoning show me say Jamaican no for the most part, especially the older Jamaicans. They know as done as how they make it seem.
That is true. That is very true, sir. That's a very good point.
Get the information, them can apply it. But then most people don't have it and know certain clause in the thing with how them can approach it, and that's the problem.
Yeah, bro, I saw the thing set up. Rewrite. You see the thing with remember, man, the government don't necessarily pay a minimum wage, you know. The companies do that, and the employees do that. So they mandate it, but it's a comment me I respond to in the comment section still. So yeah, bro, I saw the thing, man, and we appreciate the cause. You see, it take a whole away now to make a difference, you know, brother. As Denise I say, you know, we talk the talk because and the truth is that's why streaming for me is building a family and discussing the issues we affect the country. But there are times when I feel like me just attack on my face and like nothing now come out that. You understand what I mean? I say I remember
it's just that the politicians them have a bigger budget than you and them can fund some more thing we are go take away the people them attention. So that's the only thing. But don't stop the way
let me say a thing before you leave, bro. When I was fighting the cockpit country fight, you see, because that's how I felt about it. See, I remember I left work the day, because the day of the demonstration was a work day. I left work. See, beg some time, I'm going to leave work and I go Hero Circle. Brother, when I go Hero Circle, I was shocked to see the few people that were there, sir. See, and you had so many people crying out, but not a very few people saw the importance of actually gathering there and marching to Parliament. So just like the situation now, you know.
Because a man can go over Mr. Chin and down a Miss Chin and go buy one case of water and he don't know where it come from.
Yeah, but I see the thing. Just
even the thing where the little chemical leak in the river will kill off much fish.
Ray Cobra, Wendalco.
And the people them forced to sign so them are going to take 100 or 200,000 in some cases from the government. With them sign to them not going to be able to sue the government. And me hear people talk how they make their money there within a week of catching fish from the river. So me don't know what going on. I don't know if the vaccine I take certain.
Man, a long time before pandemic was stay some man, and I like a since that. As me I said, bro, it's just like the situation now. Many of us are speaking, but how many of us would go to E Park? Go be a part of the demonstration. How many of us would go to Halfway Tree? So many of us talk because we can't talk. How many of us are really... I know some people in their yard still, but we are talking about the people in their yard. You got ear say, yo, me have to go work. You got, brother, if you think mean enough to you, you can lose one day of work, sir. That is what me think. It's left work, go down a cockpit country protesting, brother. I never me had me left from his work because I valued the fight. I saw the importance of I know the importance of protecting the cockpit country, sir. You understand what I say? So enough of we there. All right. So if they organize an extra Monday, how many have we? We've been attacked and a cuss. I got the out there, so I said them need to roll back the thing. How many of us I got sustain? I remember when a protest was going on in Cairo, Zane. It was every day for weeks, bro. Maybe you don't have the same people them every day, you know, but every day for weeks, Cairo was filled with people until they got what they want. We're not like that, sir. Yeah. Because many of us are going to say, politics them depend, man. PNP people, them are going to demonstrate out there, so. So we need to go out there, because we are liberate. You understand me? I say, so we operate, you know. If it was a PNP in government and something like that go on, you go here say, yo, we not go out this, you know, because them are labor right and them are demonstrate against it. So we stay around here, bro. We do a good talk, but when it come on to action, nah.
Yeah.
Because look upon it. Look how much people up on social media where I berate the government for these things. And not just this alone. How many of them ever see out in the streets, Zane, I voice some opinion and them concern and I support these things? Not many, bro. Because many of us, we just run down the hype and I try.
What them doing now? Majority of the people on social media, they just living in the social media realm, you know. You have some people where really go hard on social media and feel as if it's felt by the masses, you know. But you see, if it was a thing where they not confuse the realm, them and know say, yo, this is social media and this is real life, and understand to them and know say, yo, seeing where you bring the fire up on social media, bring it in a real life. You see, there's a way to fight it in a social media, you know, because them have ways where them come with petition and you sign petition.
Bro, the long and short of the story, let me help you, The long and short of this, many of us on social media just do this for the money, brother. Many of us don't really have the best interest of the country at heart. Many of us are just doing this thing for the views, the likes, and the money. We don't have Jamaica's best interest at heart. We say we do. You understand? But when it's time to do the work, we're not there. How many of these cars they ever see some of these, man, where you see on social media every day, a burn fire, did it, on the ground? Tell me now.
Them afraid, man. Them too much,
bro.
Too much cowards in the place now.
And listen, and bro, listen this again too. I want you understand this too. Listen this again too. You understand? Enough people you see on social media say certain things, they're affiliated and aligned. Learn that. Enough of them are affiliated politically and aligned politically. So someone will get tricked, you know. Some of we get tricked and we not see it. Because they must say we want hear. But many of these people are pushing an agenda. But because they must say we want what we want here, and they must say what we are say, it's okay. So when you realize that them say at this it's too late. Them get what they want out of you already. Because anyway, the nice I make what we like here in a brother, that's how we do, you know. And we not look beyond that in a brother.
Well, most of them and
nobody call nobody name, man. You don't need to call nobody name. No, because we know.
All of them other vloggers, they need to come set up about it.
Bro.
And direct, because them have influence as much as the artists, them have influence, you know. They need to come address it and make the youth, and the majority of the young youth, them feel distracted, them feel like, yo, so I'm not interested in that. And as I said, them align it to politics too much. Them align the everyday living of Jamaican people too much to politics. They all mean a business about that politics. This way I go on in politics. This way I go on a real life happening right now.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's Jamaica. It's not about no P. There's no P in Jamaica, sir. You understand what I say? Boy, I don't know. But here we go and call. We're going to take a few more calls and keep the thing moving. And when things set up. Give thanks to the man inside on the thing, man. We're there, man. We don't got no man. We're there. More time we get, we lose the vibe and them something there. And we say, sure, we waste time to, but then we find our next energy and we forward back, set speed. That's in. We're not going away.
This is what we do working with people, man. Fight the fight.
Well, make we see now. Make we see. Give thanks, bro. What good?
See you.
Guidance.
5 and 4 9 and Mr. 1 make 10. The Admiral Tibet as Mr. Reality introducing to you. Teach them, no matter how far them they are reach them. Listen to this classic.
Night caller.
Teach.
Blessings.
Manners and respect. I don't know nobody, man. I'm Mr. Davis.
Bro, what you deal with? Can we try to work out the voice? We try to work out the voice. What do I go on?
All is well. Everything good?
Boy, I'm there give thanks, bro. In a real life, you know. You understand? The rock kind of bumpy, but we are navigating, you know what I mean?
Quite so. Yeah, man, I'm there at work, man, but I don't smoke, but I'm there on a cigarette break. I look like I really have to get a pack of craving it.
Nobody get it.
But to the point, first and foremost, is it fair to say that these politicians somewhat snitch on themselves when them say, well, if they are properly compensated, then them not have to dip them hand in the cookie jar? I mean, how you view that comment?
I don't know if it's actually a politician say that, or people having discussions around it have suggested that.
No, I can't think.
Right, and right. So then no, it kind of tricky to approach it from the angle there, because I know it has been said. But exactly who is the originator of the statement, Zane, I can't say, to be honest with you. But some could adjust it. Because you say if a man tell us, if the man gets so much money, then there will be very little need for politicians to thief poor people money, then, as we like to say, to thief taxpayer money. So that, but it's no secret, bro. Say poor taxpayers' money has been misappropriated and fleeced and stolen down the years, sir. There's no secret.
Then by that logic, if the teacher them are underpaid, then if them, not like we are endorse it, but if them go take something, then I guess it's justified because they are not properly compensated.
Well, no, if two wrongs are making the right, sir.
I'm just saying by their logic.
No, man, I understand what you answer, But that is a part of part of the discussion. They must say, if now this raise, I gotta say, okay, there will be less inclination to accept bribes and less inclination for people to feel like they are so in need for mishandle taxpayers' money. That is just a notion, brother. Because you and me know a politician not tap thief taxpayers' money. all of them get $100 million a year. They're not top TV because
Exactly.
them licky, bruh.
They can't be satisfied. They can't be satisfied.
So,
no matter what you
so
do
all
them.
of a 50 million a year them a get, poor people money still under pressure. That is so it thing set up.
Quite so. No, you said something earlier. I mean, we'd have to chip out for a minute and go back to work. But you said something earlier while we were up on the live, and you said if they should have break it up in increments, right? Something to that effect. You said. Now, if it was broken up in increments, and let's say they tell the general public every year, say, okay, remember we spoke about this in 2021 that we're going to do this every year for the next 3 to 4 years. Wouldn't the outcry be bigger versus them just doing it at one shot and they could just start out it for 9 days and we just move on to the next Vibes Cartel new song?
Bro, Oja, let me clarify what I said, because I was saying that whilst it's still over a 3-year period, you know, Zane, the level, no matter what you say, the amount is too much. But say it was 100% increase. And you say in the first year, we had take 50% increase, then over the next 2 years, we had take 25% each. So not the 240% or 300%, you know, that is just saying. I think it would be a little bit more acceptable and palatable than the figure that has just been dropped on the population, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
No, agreed. Agreed. I guess what I'm saying is this. If they do it in increments, what I'm saying is they probably don't want to rehash this conversation yearly. They probably don't want to take off the scab off the wound every year.
So let me
one shot.
All right.
So we just talk about it now and done.
All right. Me tell us, I mean, a little bit of a student of the politics. Listen me. Zane, if you know, there's a lot of heavy lifting that is being done presently. Let me give you examples. The whole public sector compensation review process is a whole heap of heavy lifting that brother, because they have a lot of people who are disgruntled. Teachers, doctors, everybody. See? This pay increase a heavy lifting that bro. But watch your maths. There's 2 years before election. So then can't do this next year, brother. Right. So if you do it this year, you still give yourself a year and a half, almost 2 years, for kind of, you know what I mean, smooth over with people and get back in a people good grace and give them some things to make them smile, because do some heavy lifting. So, brother, all of it is politics. This couldn't have been done next year. Can't be done next year. It couldn't have been done before either, because the public sector compensation review it never wrap up yet. So in order to do this apart, you have to wrap up that first, even though there are still some issues. So I want you to understand, say, every move that is being made, bro, is calculated.
Calculated. Right. So we are saying then that, I guess what I'm saying, that then doing it in increments wouldn't make sense. But what you are saying from a financial perspective, they just ease on in it in increments.
Right. It's not even financial per se, you know. It is just not to shock the conscience of the country. So you kind of, over a period, you spread it out and make it a little bit more acceptable versus. So even though the increases are over a 3-year period, brother, to move from 9 million to 29 million is in 3 years is exorbitant. Is exorbitant to the moon, bro.
Of course, I totally agree. So they, all right. Now, I am not as astute in politics as you.
Well, I wouldn't say that neither. I know see astuteness, sir. I look on the local things there. Yeah, that's not what I say.
No, the conversation on the horizon. One of the conversation on the horizon about Jamaica becoming a republic, right? Is there any? And I'm asking because I don't know. Is there any correlation that you would speculate or assume to say, all right, them say, we could take this now since we are discussing this. Does one thing have anything to do with the other?
I don't think so, no. I think this was always coming, Zane. It was always coming, but the only time for it to have been announced was after the seeming wrapping up of the public sector wage negotiation. It couldn't have been done before that. Because also what you have to bear in mind is that some people who are given increase within that discussion, those increases influence the level of increase the politicians took. For example, the permanent secretaries in each ministry, they are the ones who actually run the ministries. Learn that. So you will have a minister of finance and a minister of tourism, and these people, you see them, but the day-to-day operation of any ministry, that is the responsibility of the permanent secretary. These people are very important. So the permanent secretary's salary now, when those are adjusted, you can't have the permanent secretary earn more than the policy member in the ministry, which is the minister. So when you settle off the permanent minister salary now, you can then now make your adjustments for the ministers. So these things had to be done before this. You understand? But watch your maths again. When we get our next angle to the thing. So you take from the people them now and them disgruntled. But in a year from now, you say, okay, you announce that Jamaica is now a republic and we're done with the Queen and the King, and people celebrate and the mood change again, bro. Politics.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So all of these things have the heavy lifting. It has the public sector companies. It had to be done. No, it couldn't go over next year. For them take longer to announce them thing, because that now give them enough time for win back the people, brother. And them have to win back the people them before the next general election. And they believe that they can win back the people because they have done it before.
Right. So they had a ballpark that they had to play with, financially speaking. And I'm asking you personally.
Yeah.
What's your take on the idea that they went all the way to the apex, to the pinnacle, and said we are maxed out?
Brother, I can't tell you, but it was the wrong move.
Remember them sit down on a big round table and discuss this, and again, these are quote unquote intellectuals, so I'm sure they have some of them logical intellectual excuses to give us.
But one of them is that the Minister of Information is saying that the reason why they went to the extreme of the band, because remember you have the lower end of the band. So all right, for example, on the lower end of the band. So if that was the increase, the Prime Minister would not earn about 15 to 17 mil on the lower end. In the middle range, he would not earn about 19 to 21 mil. But it's way over, so then go brother, so he might earn 28 to 29 mil. Because they went, but hold on, also hear the rationale from the information minister. Let me read it for you, because I don't want to tell a lie upon them, because they're not easy idea, and you see them there. Watch out. Let me see if we can find it. Yeah, I did read it, it look like it gone back a walk.
Yeah, it looks so.
Let me see. Roll. All right, so this is how so listen to this now. Under a principle dating back over 30 years, cabinet ministers in successive administrations have been paid $1 per week more than a permanent secretary at the highest point of the salary band for that category of public employees. You hear that part, sir? May we continue?
Yeah.
This is to ensure that a permanent secretary is not paid more than the policy head of a ministry. Who is that? The minister of the portfolio. So for them explanation, so Morgan said the same principle was applied in the latest wage increase for political executives. He said the reason why the Ministry of Finance would put ministers at a particular point is the recognition that you are giving space so that at no point in the next couple of years, a permanent secretary, based on promotion and all of that, moves above the minister. So he is suggesting, yes, what? So, brother, me I tell you, so the information is out there, people just now access it. He is suggesting, he's postulating that putting the salary there is like a buffer zone to say no matter what kind of promotion a permanent secretary get and no matter what kind of increases, at no point in the next cycle, this permanent secretary must earn more than the minister. So the permanent secretary in the office of the prime minister cannot be earning more than the prime minister. That is what he must say.
Right.
So this and
right.
this is there. This is
that's what they might work with. That's
yes,
what they might run with.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So and that's a form of justification.
Yes, sir. And one of the next justification is that many qualified people are shying away from politics because the remuneration is not there. So if you make the salary at this level, you will be attracting brighter minds, more visionary people, more qualified and educated people, which will ultimately better serve the country's development and progress. That is also one of the rationale.
Yeah, okay. That one is laughable, but anyway. We appreciate people like you who can break it down in layman terms.
We just look on the thing and we try, bro. Cause you know what I think,
Because the thing is, the truth be told is, if we just listen to the politicians, generally speaking, you know, they talk over a lot of us heads.
Because them highfalutin language, big word businessman, you know what I think,
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fairness, a lot of us didn't have the opportunity to go to some fancy school and, you know what I mean, to do.
Me ain't really got no fancy school neither still, bro. So we just try to understand these things,
Yeah. But the average Jamaican really cannot translate what they're saying in layman terms. So I'm saying, you know, a platform like this is great. But you know what? The people who really need to tune in don't normally tune in.
But that's brother, you always preach. But bro, you always preach to the choir. You're not reaching people them what need to be reached because them people are not interested, bro. Because you go and teach them not chat nobody business over here, you know? Teach them not discuss or this one. So teach them enough for me think that. You understand what I mean? I say, but we good with the working class people them still, cause you know what I think.
From where I stand, I can say that, and again, this is from where I stand. It might not be the reality. It seemed like there was more hula around banning gun songs and scam songs than there is around this.
Bro, there's more that
when the Broadcasting Commission said we have to ban them songs,
right?
The whole of Jamaica shut down. You understand what I mean? From where I stand, I'm telling you, I'm assessing what situation, and it seemed like there was more uproar about that than this. So we care more about music.
Because people are brother.
So the artists them run the country then. It seemed like they are the intellectuals, man. But the artists them run the country then that them want.
If a warlord did rule the world, I'd get into that. Get the people who would never pour no more diamonds and pearls. We get the boys and girls, black power, why we don't do. Yeah, brother.
And that's crazy. And we are gonna move on. But we have to reply on some of this call. But you know, I really think that was a bit exorbitant, and they just threw it from the public and the justification that they bring to us. No matter how they try to intellectualize the justification, the average man realize it's nonsense. That now makes no sense to the matter.
It's rough, bro, man. It's rough. There's nowhere to hide from this. Like there's no hiding place. You understand? But the truth of the matter is that it will be a 9-day wonder, hot like 9-day love, and then it gone. You understand what I say? I saw we treat with things about here, brother. They know, bro. They know.
They know that.
So
yeah.
brother.
You think them discuss that? Then discuss
brother,
that.
Remember me just tell us.
Remember
me tell us the people them know in them art, so them can win back the crowd for the next election. I saw the thing, bro. When Curry Goat and White Rice start dish out and some big sound start play, and some man start some things for some mic and people don't need that start just them dog in orange and green again and then donkey and then sitting there done and pat covers, brother. You don't even know what God about there. Stay there.
And you made a valid point earlier when you said people are take party lines, even though they disagree, they still have to hold party lines.
No, they choose to hold party lines, bro. Wrong. They choose
to hold
party lines.
Agreed, stand corrected.
Yes, sir. They don't have to.
That within itself. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's crazy, though. You know what I mean? At what point do I go wake up and smell the coffee?
You want me to answer that? But I can't tell. Man. That will never happen. Bro, Bro, me sit down and me look on it, because me tell us, I always look on the political landscape, you know. It's something that I find very intriguing. You have a place named Twitter, you see, bro? If you want to see political tribalism, Zin, and political imbecility, go across Twitter one day, go sit down out on one sidewalk and look in a crowd, brother. Bro, some people say some things. Me I wonder if a sensible people them where them brain work, bro. There are some people who are defending the indefensible, brother. There are some people who say some things. You wonder, say people can really and truly have a discussion about politics and the thing degenerate. Yes, bro. Twitter, social media is the biggest political garrison in this country. Not no Rima, not no Jungle, not no Tivoli, not no Dunkirk, not no... Social media is the biggest garrison in the country, sir. Take it from me. More time I not even go to the social media streets and brother, cause me can't, bro, me kind of allergic to imbecility, and brother. Like, me not really call people dunce, you know. But
I don't have a social media.
Me allergic, bro.
I don't have a Twitter, Instagram, none of that. You know, and I never had one and don't have one, and I don't choose to get one. You know, I'm plan to remain that way.
Yeah, thing with Twitter. Twitter provide information, you know, because I'm always in search of info. You understand? So I go there from time to time. I don't really do the Facebook or the IG thing most, but Twitter is a place where breaking news and stuff, and you will get some info over there. But bro, it's a jungle out there, man. You think a jungle don't a jungle? A Twitter jungle, tell you that. Stay there over there.
Well, prior to social media, before we go, prior to social media, Jamaica was already that, you know. But do you think that social media, allowed this thing to
social media has magnified, yeah, man, it has magnified it.
Yeah, man, and why I'm saying that as well, Jamaica tried to be a mini America. And as you can see from where you are in Jamaica, you can see it's the same thing they do here in America. The Republicans don't leg off a party line, the Democrats don't leg off a party line, regardless of what each side might say. You know, there are very few people that are in the middle that are apolitical, but they are drowned out, or the silent majority are drowned out by these loudmouth. You know,
I say a thing to you where you probably never think about. Or you probably got surprised. There are many people on social media, you see, that are on the payrolls of both political parties. I'm going to repeat it. There are many people, many practitioners on social media who are being paid.
Right, to play both sides.
Bro, you don't even know what going on in the streets. Let me tell you about the streets. Yeah. Stay there. So that's why I tell you some more time. When you see some things on social, you have to be careful of what you consume on social and the things that we take for gospel, because people are out there with a paid agenda, sir. And many people are fooled to this because they are telling them what they want to hear. And we are so we lack independence of thought these days, bro. Many people people have a thing for them. If somebody not tell them say I saw you go, them can't come to the conclusion say I saw you go, you know.
All right. And the agents who are out there playing both sides, they come with the territory of politics, you know, as we as a people now, as I said, we are being fooled and we just buy into it because, you know, they tickle with ears and tell us what we want to hear. We're sound good to us. And that is the cycle. Is a rinse and repeat cycle.
Rinse and repeat, bro, that is it. Rinse and repeat. Yep, that is it. That right there, sir. That is it.
Yeah,
man. Anyways, bro, we are going to take a few more. Now, say a word, man. Give thanks. I appreciate the support down the years, bro. Before you go that, I need to say that, because you're one of the man that might true to the thing. All when we are drag with foot and lose interest, as a teacher, deal with. Get the thing together, man. Give thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. All what you see me, I about see you, man.
We know what thing, man. We know what thing, man. Give thanks, man. What good, bro.
And continue to do your thing, man.
May I try a fight, you know? I try a fight. Give thanks.
All right. Yeah,
Blessings. Think me I take 1 or 2 more. As long me there, 3 hours and 25 minutes. About 2 days after that. You understand? Yeah, people. So as me say, and for the people who are here for the first time, welcome. Zane, here we try to be objective. You understand? I mean, we get opinionated sometimes too, but we try to treat with facts versus fiction versus opinion. You understand what I say? And that is not everybody's cup of tea because some people don't feel like them getting a value because when I tell a man say, I saw the thing go, because them want to hear say I saw it go. You see it? So our thing kind of different and as I said, that not really work for everybody, Zane and thing. But we're there and we try to bring balance to the discussion and be fair to everybody involved. You understand? We're not on political affiliations or associations. We don't keep political friends. It no matter if the guy green, blue, orange, yellow, or pink, if them step, if them slip, them all get it. It's as simple as that. You understand? Because we feed ourselves and feed the family. We don't depend on politicians to put on a pot on fire. You see me? So we don't care who the guy. So that's how we deal with the thing over here. So, but we try to be respectful to everybody. You understand? Sometimes one man have to get it. Because, you know what I mean? Through the years, so we are teacher, then feel like they can say anything, anytime and get away with it. It don't work so neither. You understand? We're not no bad man, but we're not fool neither. You understand what I mean? So we're not tech person, we don't do them something there, we don't disrespect people, but you will get it. You see me? So don't feel like you can't come say anything and tell me say me a teacher. You're in a problem. So, but that's how the thing go. We do this every Friday night. We try to do this every Friday night. I wasn't able to last week because of some other stuff. You understand? And I didn't get to do it last night because I had an interview from 5 to about 7:30 last night. And by the time I reach home, you know the thing go. So sometimes the interviews them come like that, but try to structure them to keep them days are free. But you know the work go. So but with their peeps, not change of the teachers, I miss them one. You know the thing go. For the people that were there tonight for the first time, I hope the ones them feel the vibration and decide to circle back. You know the thing go. We appreciate for the people that were there day in, day out. Now leave teach them out. Me love you know. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Big up to the ones them who keep the thing going and these things. So we are cut it this because a long time we're there from yesterday and teach them them soon offer your job. Your audience is growing. No, we're not too deep on that. Because I remember saying people ask, teach them, why you not work with chat, you not work on a seat first thing. You know, see me read all news and don't even know how much mistake me make. So I can't see they go read news on TV then they don't come make me laugh and me laugh after me. No things that me a fool about that. Remember me telling you, remember Asta Black, you know. Asta Black alone vote for himself, you know, can't trick me. You see me? So no, traditional media is not my type of media either because as me said, me is a man who go tell it like it is and me not take the program and you can't say certain things you can't say the same. Me not depend on something. You understand? So me just go and work. You see it? Them raise the salary if you attract teach them in a politics. For me, politics is about serving my country. I have served my country with little for over a decade. Zane, being an educator, 15 years and counting. And if it was the money, I would have left teaching long time because there was no money. You see me I say? So it's me wanting a better country. Not even for myself, because by the time Jamaica become a better country, it won't be to my benefit, but it will be to the benefit of my children and my grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And these things. You understand what I say? I think Jamaica has great potential. It still has. It thing might look dark, but anything can change. For the better or for the worse. You understand? Jamaica can get worse, but it can also get better. It's going to take a long time because it take a long time for reach here. So. You understand what I say? But we have to unite for the fight. You understand? We can't continue to preach orange and green. You all have to join on the same team. You know what I think? Got two parties, but at the same sad song them a play. Poor people, money lean back and rock away. Them raise everything from man to crave near. All them no raise up. Everybody pay. You know what I think? Except for them. Yeah, I mean, peeps, big up on yourself. It's a joy. You understand? I don't know if I get a one more call and things still. But if not, I go to my bed. Easy in. And these things. So enjoy your weekend. Oh, on a Friday night now, Saturday night. Go and enjoy the rest of the weekend, man, and be careful. We say we beige. We're not wearing a green and red again. We are beige. You they are stoplight. They gonna know a change. Them dog live better than with them outrage. Peeps, walk good. Step with ya. Safe travel upon the gravel. You understand? We're there. Make sure you subscribe if you don't subscribe yet. See, I don't normally say that still, but why not? We're there. We're not going away. For the people them who keep, I wish interview this week. I not even remember. I start edited probably a morning and thing and them something. But a big interview, you know what I think. It's work, yeah, work. You understand? So be impressed, big up yourself in a jar. Man has respect every time, you know. Nikki MK11, one of one. Man has respect, you know. You understand? $5 jerk, man. We are deal with family. Sizzler, pretty girl, big up yourself, you know. Nix, you understand? This person here has been very active in the stream. IQ Bien Organos. I don't know if I pronounce that. I probably pronounce that wrong, but sorry for butcher the thing. Give thanks. You see me, I say, what's the salary for a primary school teacher and for a high school teacher? I not even know the new increases, to tell you the truth. I have to go tell you next week. You understand me? I say, Andre later, big up yourself in a family. You know what I mean? I Shango. Big up yourself, you know. I know I am Shango, man, but you say I Shango. Jamaica Phone Service, family. Give thanks. Peeps, Jamaica Phone Service. It is what it says. A business. Man, they are businessman. Say if you know interested in these things, you can go check out the website. You understand me? I say, Jackie Robinson, they sell us some things. So like, you know them things there? If you spice up a sex business there, then you can go over there. Yes. So peace. Big up on yourself. Rosie, I don't know if you're still about it. T. Lois, I don't know if you pronounce it right. Iri Life. Kirk, where are you with? You understand? Look, I got on MP over UK. I am Richie Sunak for a long time. I see man like Kunina. You understand? From Boris Johnson days and brother. Like him and Richie Sunak, Reese Sunak. JD, big up yourself, you know. Jamaica News Radio. Man has respect to the ones, you know. Peeps. Craig, where are you with, brother? I know you're probably there all night and not say nothing still, but give thanks. We appreciate the support. You understand? All of the moderators, them. Big up on yourself, you know. You understand? We deal with the moderators, them. You know, from a flagging, from a nagging, something like that. Zane MS, good night. You see me, I say, I play one tune and go to bed. You see me, I say, Chris Romans, man, has some respect, you know. Man, turn on the radio voice, you know. Somebody a call, but me I go to bed. Me not take no more call. You understand what I say? Peace. Good night. We're there. Admiral Tibet, anywhere in the world, big up yourself in a Godfather. You know what you think, you know? Love and respect every time.
The time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. Yes, he's only in the Father. Teach them both is just. The time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. Move. Said all over the world, everyone is in a heated rush.
Talk to them, Father Tibet.
It's not everything good for eat, good for talk.
Say what?
I don't just know shadows after dark. They will walk and talk, eat and drink with you. Pretend as if they are with you. But I won't let no one on me. And I won't try to on anyone.
So when you think it's
peace and safety,
what?
Some distraction. The time is so serious.
Yo, them tune I can't dead.
And dangerous. He's only in the Father. Teach them both is just.
Them tune I come like dopey when I go on ice. You can't hold them down.
And dangerous. Said all over the world, everyone is in a heated rush.
You know, say I suppose a 3, but the overhead cam not coming, so 2 right now. But you know what I think, one of them time with something, you know, sometimes I ugly, you know, so. But for now, 2, man. See, but we need one up us still, but one of them time.
The more you give is the more you learn. The time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. Yes. He's only in the Father. Teach them both is just. The time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. Said all over the world, everyone is in the heated rush.
Every night I come here and play that tune, so I better get used to it. Pips! What good? Step with ya. See if trouble upon the gravel. I'm out.